There's less than a year to go until the Rugby World Cup kicks off, and with the excitement building nicely, the fans are out in force at Kingsholm this afternoon. This is where the Red Roses begin their countdown to a home tournament. And first up, it's France, the visitors. It's going to be quite the ride all the way to the final in Twickenham here on the BBC. What a 12 months we have ahead of us.
She's going for the corner!
Lloyd against Joyce with the razzmatazz. It's a Wales try!
England are the champions of WXV1 for 2023.
Welcome to the Women's Guinness Six Nations.
Yes, she gets there! Again, and a second cap for Ireland.
England, Six Nations champions again.
The Women's Rugby World Cup 2021 champions, New Zealand!
And it starts this afternoon, England against France. And for the home side, it's Marley Packer that will lead them into this momentous year. John Mitchell has made just 2 changes to the side that beat France for the Grand Slam back in April. Maddie Fianati makes her first start and Helena Rowland starts in the centre. As for France, well, they're looking to break a losing streak against England, which goes back to 2018. Mane Balea captains the side from the second row. Head coaches David Ortiz and Gail Minier also welcome back a host of talent from the 7 squad after the Olympics. It's England against France in front of a noisy shed here at Kingsholm. Kick-off is at 2:30. Hello there, good afternoon and welcome along. The start of a new season, and what a season it could and it should be. These two by my side, they can hardly contain their excitement, like kids at Christmas, I have to say. World Cup winner Maggie Alfonsi and England winger Claudia MacDonald as well. This is nice, isn't it, on a Saturday afternoon? But Claudia, I'm sure you'd rather be out there in the middle of that England warm-up. It's that neck injury still bothering you, but where are we right now with rehab?
Yeah, I think obviously any player that's out injured at any point obviously wants to be on the pitch. So, yeah, I miss it. I want to be out there. But no, we're working hard at club to get back out and fit. I've had a little bit of good news. I'm hoping to be back around Christmas time, which still seems like a long way away. But when I've been out since February now, so it's getting towards the tail end. So a bit more hard work, and then hopefully I'll be able to put my hand up again.
Yeah, nearly there, because it is, of course, a huge year, isn't it? The biggest Women's Rugby World Cup, 12 months away. I'm just wondering, is now the time when players, coaches, even fans and pundits should start to get excited?
Kat, the way you just build that up, I am incredibly... I'm ready to go.
Was that
Give me my boots. But it's exciting time for women's rugby. I mean, the interest for women's rugby, women's sport has seen this rapid growth. You know, we're seeing record attendances, we're seeing huge viewing figures, and we're seeing more investment in women's sport, women's rugby in general. So it's an incredibly exciting time to be part of women's rugby leading up to what is going to be an amazing World Cup.
And we've got all these different stadiums as well on the back of the Euros with the women. I'm just wondering, is this the moment that rugby, women's rugby needs?
Oh, definitely. Like you've already touched on, there's going to be 8 cities, 8 venues in which the Rugby World Cup will be played in. And that's great, because in the last World Cup that was played in England, 2010, I played in that. And actually, we only played in one venue at Surrey Sports Park. And to be able to take it around the country, you know, what the Lionesses did, they engaged a nation. And for us to do that, 8 different cities, is only going to hopefully captivate the audience and want people to follow women's rugby.
And when we talk about visibility, because it's going to be across the BBC radio, TV, online. You won't be able to miss it. I'm just wondering how important that is, because if you can't see it, you can't be it, can you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is huge. We've just had the Olympics on BBC. You know, you turn on the television and you just watch a sport that you don't even know half existed, and you've never watched it before, and you get to see it and you experience it. And I fell in love with however many different sports over the course of the Olympics, and to have that opportunity for women's rugby is going to be massive. For that to be on BBC One, it's in people's faces. So hopefully what we're going to have is a new captivated audience of currently non-rugby players, non-rugby audience that are going to come and watch women's rugby and want to be involved, whether that's coming to games, starting up. I think it's really exciting.
And all 4 home nations involved, of course. But as for England, last time out, they had the victory against France, today's opponents. They have 12 months now. I'm just wondering, what will they be looking at, the fine-tuning?
I think the big focus for England is actually utilising what is going to be a tough schedule coming up. You know, they're playing France, obviously, today. They're playing New Zealand, then they've got the WXV1 as well. So some big fixtures for them. You know, in the next 5 weeks, they're going to play against some of the top teams in the top 5 world rankings. So that's going to be really important for England to build their confidence going into what is going to be a very difficult World Cup.
Yeah, they've got such a busy period ahead of them. They've got the WXV coming up, then, of course, the Six Nations, and then it's on to that World Cup. And this man by my side, the head coach of England, John Mitchell, will be hoping that they can get that trophy for the first time since 2014. Thank you very much for joining us. I know it's a very busy period just before a match like this. How are the girls looking? Looking good, from what I can see.
Yeah, good, Catherine. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Claudia. Yeah, the girls are keen to play. It's been 5 weeks of hard work, and I just think they're sick of training and they just want to get on with it.
Yeah, you always talk, don't you, about the fact that there are no such things as friendlies. Is that why you've gone with a team, a very experienced team that you have gone with today, just the 2 changes?
I think that we want to be challenged. We've chosen to play against these opposition because we need this challenge between now and next year, and it's going to be really good for us. So ultimately, at the end of the day, we just want a good performance. I want to see the girls. It's going to be messy, I think. It won't be go all our own way. So it'll be good to see who gets frustrated first and who probably deals with it along the way.
It's been interesting to hear you say during the week that you think you can be faster in defence and in attack. Some teams listening will be quaking in their boots hearing you say that.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it transfers, or will eventually transfer. It's very much in the transition of our game, so that's where I think we've got to get quicker. That's where I think we can be devastating, and we've got such super players who are generally excited about playing that way.
So, John, I'm going to ask, Meg Jones obviously not available due to injury, and Helena Rowland comes back in at 13. Last time she played there was the first game of the Six Nations in 2024. So what do you expect to see from her today?
Helena has got a very good outside break. She hits the line really, really hard, and generally she line breaks. She works very, very hard off the ball as well, and she's got an excellent skill set. She's a world-class player, just like this lady to me on my left.
And
so
me,
we're very
John,
fortunate. Yeah, so you're a former world-class player, Maggie. So you girls know what it's like. I'm very fortunate and privileged to be in that position to be able to have that, I guess, that depth. And I've just made a gut decision this week to go for Helena rather than Skaz. And then we've got Meg, who's just going to have to rehab now and get back in Six Nations. So, yeah, we're very, very fortunate.
Right, little one from me, Mitch. Obviously, we've loved having you in camp. I think, the girls really have nothing but compliments for you. And the one thing I like is that you really get involved with us. You give us playlists to listen to. And I saw you get caught out on a TikTok where you weren't being applauded. Have you been caught out in any more TikTok since?
No, they got me because obviously I was in a discussion around the podcast or letting it to go ahead. And the next day I thought maybe I'm going to get an invite on the podcast. Little did I know that I was going to be set up. So, that's a good thing about it. If you can show a bit of vulnerability along the way with the girls, they love it because we're all in it together.
Yeah. John, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Go well. Hopefully we'll catch up with you later on.
You,
John Mitchell there,
Bye.
head coach, obviously been enjoying himself on TikTok, and I'm sure the crowd here are going to be enjoying themselves here this afternoon because many have travelled from France to come and watch the girls. Many have travelled across England as well. But it's been such a long time, hasn't it, since France have got a win against England. You've got to go back to March 2018, 13 matches without a win. I'm just wondering, Maggie, where are France right now as far as World Rugby is concerned? Are they still one of the best?
I still put them up there. Look, they're a team that's growing, they're building. After the World Cup, they, changed their coach, their 2 joint coaches. They then awarded 32 professional contracts. And they're now starting to see more investment in their domestic league, so the Elite One. So this French side is definitely growing. I think what's always been an issue with France is their consistency. So one minute they can beat New Zealand in the WXV, and then next minute they lose to Australia, who's ranked lower than them, and then they'll lose to Canada. So I guess with France, they've always had top talented athletes. The key for them is to build that depth, but then try and maintain that continuity, because when they perform, they are brilliant. They're just currently edging away, chipping away at England, but they need to get over that line, and you do feel they've got it in them. They just need to perform.
England, as you say, familiar opponents for them. They know exactly what they're facing, and they will have learned a lot from that defeat back in April, that Grand Slam decider. One thing that they need to look at, is it that discipline?
I think so, yeah. Last time out, they gave away 5 penalties in the first half. Now, 5 penalties in a half isn't a huge amount of penalties, but 4 of those, either directly or indirectly, led to English tries, which is huge. I mean, that game was only won by 3 tries. So and the score at half-time was huge. I mean, it was 35-7, I think, at half-time, which is, or 35-14, sorry. The second half was only 7-all. So that first 40... keeping themselves neat, looking after themselves, not giving away penalties, and not giving the English pack an opportunity to maul over in the corner will be huge for them.
And of course, they do have players that can give them a real go forward, some real talent in this team. And when you've got a big ball-carrying number 8, it does help to give you that go forward, doesn't it?
Yeah, their number 8, Romain Monagé, she is talent. She's a world-class athlete, and when you talk about her, it's hard not to talk about all the good things that she does, because she rarely does anything bad. But for me, she's always been brilliant at her ball-carrying skills. So in the Six Nations just gone, she carried the ball 52 times. She was France's top forward ball carrier. She's a bit of a lead as well, so speaks to her teammates. Her sister also plays, her twin sister who's standing right next to her, slightly different hairstyle. But she's a real confidence player. She's up against, though, some key players herself, against Alex Matthews. But when you give her the ball, she is hard to stop. She makes some really good breaks. She always spots the gap. She's good herself at making the offloads. But just generally, she's a player, you put her out in open space, and she's not afraid just to have a go. She's comfortable with the ball in hand. And I think what I've noticed with her, she's such a versatile player. So in this clip, she's playing 6. She can play 8, she can play 6. You could even chuck her in at fly half if need be. But that's what you want from a player. She's versatile. And I think that's really good for France, to be able to have players like that you can put them anywhere, but you know that they'll always step up.
OK, so some real talented forwards. What about the backs this afternoon? Because when you look at the bench, you've got some talent there, but what about the ones that start on the pitch?
Yeah, well, we talk about that versatility, and obviously we've got Menage, the other twin, who we more regularly see on the wing playing inside centre today, 12. So I think at a club rugby regularly plays at 13, but that's a slightly different pairing, So she's been playing at 10, then you've got Tui with just 3 caps, at 10. Which is going to be interesting. I'm interested to see how that pairing works, what they plan to do with having essentially a winger at 12. Are they looking to get her into the outside channels early? Are they looking to almost play with 4 back 3 players, which is what they have on the team sheet? Because the speed that they have in this back line is, it's insane. You've got Bane, who, missed out previously, but is back into the squad now, and is just electric. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do within space. And then obviously in the second half, or whenever it is they use their bench, you've got Bourdon Sansus, Vernier, between them over 100 caps. The synergy those 2 players have with each other is amazing. They've obviously had a lot of experience playing alongside one another, and I think they're going to bring in that control, perhaps change the momentum in the second half. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
We will look out for them. And another thing that you have to look out for this afternoon, there are some new laws being trialled. So this is where it gets a little technical. Now you have to concentrate for this one. Basically, first up, the ball must be played after the maul has been stopped once, not twice. There are some changes at the base of the scrum. These are to do with the number 9. Then you play on at a line-out if the ball is not thrown straight, but that's only if the line-out is uncontested. There's also an introduction of the 30-second shot clock for scrum and line-out setting, and a maximum of 60 seconds for conversions. There's a little insight there. I told you it was tactical. I told you you had to concentrate at home. But Maggie, what do you make of those law changes? Which ones are you excited about?
I have to say I like it because it just speeds up the flow of the game. It makes sure it's entertaining for players and fans. But I actually really look forward to seeing the 30-second shot clock for scrums and line-outs. I know Claudia hates when forwards waffle, but we do have a tendency of wasting time there. So I think that's going to be good to see. And also the ball must be used once it's stopped, rather than going on and on and on. So they've got 5 seconds to play the ball. So I'm looking forward to seeing more flowing rugby and attacking play.
OK, looking forward to seeing that. We might discuss it again at half-time. But now we're going to concentrate on one of the English players, Ellie Kilden. Now, she's back from Paris and the Olympic Games in the 15 game, and she's been enjoying herself in front of the camera, hasn't she? But did you know she also enjoys herself behind the camera, a bit of a photographer? And this week we caught up with her.
When I'm looking through the lens, that's the only moment. And I can see other things going on, but I'm so focused on that moment. And it's given me that switch off to stop thinking about rugby completely, but look on something that's also to do with rugby, but it doesn't feel like it is. Why I got into photography in the first place. My mum's always been into taking photos, nothing professionally, but we've grown up with the big camera, getting a photo on the big camera, and it has importance for holding memories. She's always made like a year's book, and we get it on Christmas Day, and that's always been really nice to reflect on. The media will show as much as it can. We've got great cameramen and a media group in here, but I want to show it from a player's perspective and get those moments that I can focus on and I can see and share that with the world, because it is the build-up for the World Cups. We're going to sell out Twickenham before World Cup, I'm telling you, and everyone's saying it's going to happen at World Cup, but if we can start showing these stories, it's going to happen well before. People see us one day a week, and whether you have a good game, bad game, neutral game, it doesn't matter, you're going to get judged on that. But there's a whole story of the 6 other days, the laughs, the crying, the blood, sweat, whatever it may be. I want to be able to capture that for people. If I can't inspire you on the pitch, I want to be able to inspire you off the pitch. As a team, we're building on a new way of playing for England. We've got different coaching staff, we've got a different group of girls playing as well. So we kind of attacked WXV, trying to find what our style of play is. And I think by the Six Nations, we really found it. I didn't want the Six Nations to finish. I loved it, and I can't wait to be playing again. We've grown since that moment.
Potato. Here comes Ellie Kilden. Not again, surely. Oh my goodness! It's the Women's Six Nations Suncorn.
Immensely proud of, but also grateful for the opportunity to be part of something like the Olympics, because it's something that I've wanted for a very long time. But the result isn't what we wanted. I've got great girls around me, a great coaching staff, that have guided me when I've needed to be guided, but also seen the benefits of what Sevens has given me and allowed me to play with that. And I think it was only last week that everything felt like it finally clicked, because I haven't played a game of 15 since Six Nations, so it's been a long time. World Cup prep started, the countdown started as soon as the last one finished. I never want to feel the way that I felt when that last whistle went, and I want to do everything that I can do to make sure I never feel it either. We've got 2 warm-up games. Now tell me, is playing against France and New Zealand a warm-up game? I don't think so. I think that's potential World Cup finals.
Oh, she's quite the talent. Has she ever papped you? Does she bring her camera to training?
I think you're more likely to see her with it than you are without it. She's constantly got it slung over her shoulder, constantly snapping you, even when you're not looking your best on the bench or something like that.
Typical. But what's she like a player? You played with her. How impressive is she when you're, on the pitch with her?
Yeah, I mean, she's electric. You can see it in the way she plays, the smile she has on her face. It's all infectious. She's incredibly confident, but she also instills confidence in the people around her. She backs the players. She backs, the wingers around her. She's elusive. She wants to step defenders. Sometimes she can be hard to support because she's so elusive. She wants to take off, use her footwork. but she's such a talented player, and it all comes from hard work with Ellie. You know, she's the last one on the training pitch. She's challenging herself, she's learning new skills, and she's bringing you along with her. So yeah, I think she's a fabulous person that plays with confidence and brings that confidence to the players around her too.
Yeah, and her stats have been phenomenal over the past 12 months. Confident player, as you say right now. Another confident player, Maud Muir. She keeps her place in that front row despite competition, but competition is what we want to see in a World Cup year.
Yeah, we want that healthy battle, especially with Sarah Byrne coming back. You know, they're only going to push each other, but Maud Muir has been in great form, and I'm so pleased she's retaining her jersey after what she did in the Six Nations. You know, she's physical up front. So if you look at this scrum, she wins the scrum penalty on the French ball. I mean, it just shows that she's really up for it. She's not afraid to back away from her strengths. She's also incredibly good at carrying the ball. So she made 41 carries in the Six Nations and offloaded incredibly well to her partner there, Hannah Bottomham. But she scores tries as well. So she scored 4 tries in total in her career and scoring 2 in the Six Nations. But she's a player who, again, is another versatile player. She can play across the front row, but now Nathan Catt has come in as their scrum consultant. And I think that's made a difference. It's enabled her to focus on being a very good tight head prop.
We talk about competition within the squad, but I'm just wondering, number 10, Holly Aitchison, has she made that shirt her own now?
I think, you know, England, we're spoiled for depth. Zoe Harrison, Holly Aitchison, both incredible 10s. Both could start in almost any international team, like both fabulous players. What I love about Holly is the speed with which she gets across the floor. You know, she's so quick, and it comes from that sevens experience, I think. So you're previously playing sevens. She's so quick with her feet, but she's also really calm under pressure. She's fabulous to play off of because she's so calm. You know, she wants to take defenders on, but then she wants to move the ball, put other people through spaces, and then even if she goes through a space, she's got the pace to finish it. So she's really, you know, she's got every skill that you would need to be a brilliant 10. And I think, yeah, she's owning the 10 shirt at the moment.
What's interesting is hearing John Mitchell, despite not having lost the game with England, saying that they want to improve. So, for you, is there an area that they really need to look at if they are going to be crowned world champions next year?
Yeah, I think, you know, Mitch always talks about taking the handbrake off, and you see it echoed in lots of interviews. Take the handbrake off, you know, don't be afraid to make mistakes. And I think that's what we're seeing at the moment. We're seeing a learning process, which I don't think we've necessarily witnessed England go through in a fair few years, about learning really what we're capable of doing as a team. And I think some of that, you know, what creeps in is penalties. And I think that's where we have to be really careful, not to give away too many penalties, because the kicking game is improving across the world. And now if you give away a penalty, it could be 3 points, it could be 7 points, and that's anywhere inside the half. So I think, yes, we need to be learning, we need to be developing, but we also need to keep that in check at the same time.
The teams are going to be coming out very soon. Maggie, for you, we'll work on?
I have to say there's 2 areas basically. For me, is the breakdown area. They still need to tidy that up. A few times against France, last time they played, they got turned over. But then also just not switching off and letting teams back into the game. So I want them to play the whole 80 minutes. I know it sounds quite obvious, but don't switch off.
No switching off, an 80 minutes performance. That is what we want this afternoon. And I'm sure that's what the crowd this afternoon are looking forward to seeing. The teams, we hope that they are ready to go. So it's time for us to go and join our commentary team. World Cup winner, Kat Marchant, alongside Andrew Cotter.
Well, thank you. There is the feeling of being at the beginning of a road here, rather dark road there in the Kingsholm Tunnel. But for both of these sides, a road that they hope will lead to great things at the World Cup in a year's time, less than a year's time. Oh, hello. Exit stage right. There we are, France out into the, let's say, Kingsholm sunlight. It's a bright enough day. It's quite a warm day, actually, as well. Muggy feeling to it. But France, with just a few changes, a few tweaks and tinkering, having a look at things today, in contrast to England. But a warm enough reception for France to come out. And we'll have a more detailed look at their side in a moment. Kat Marchant alongside me, who knows this kind of feeling, walking out to many internationals, but I think an overview of what you'd expect from the two sides today, Kat.
Well, I think France have really rolled the dice, and they've left Pauline Bourdon-Sansus on the bench, which is a massive thing because she is arguably the best 9 in the world. So they've obviously got something up their sleeves tactically, and England are just building and building. And one of the best things I heard them say was they are looking to explore.
So they come resplendent in their brilliant white shirts to the noise of Kingsholm. You know, Kingsholm has only hosted one women's international before. A couple of years ago, England played Wales, but it's fairly new to this team and this support. And of course, there's so much rugby still to be played before the Rugby World Cup. WXV, it starts at the end of the month, and then the Six Nations, but all eyes are beginning to turn towards the World Cup here on English soil in a year's time. And a good crowd inside Kingsholm for Marley Packer on her side to take to the field. So friendly, we are told. That John Mitchell has said there's no such thing as a friendly, and certainly between these two really great rivals in the Northern Hemisphere, but England have the upper hand in recent years. There's no doubt about that. But France will get their opportunity to sing first with La Marseillaise. Well, an anthem that we heard so many times at the Olympics in Paris, and a lot of the players coming back from the French 7 side to the 15s, but now for the home crowd to respond.
God save our gracious King.
Well, a good sound from the home crowd and from this very, very experienced English side. Now we talk about the experimentation from the French lineup, but for England, only 2 changes to the starting 15 from the meeting with France in April, and both of them are due to injury. So in the pack, it's the same type 5 that's becoming a formidable front row of Botterman, Cockaine and Muir. The changes in the back row, Maddie Fianati at blindside for her first international start. Marley Packer again leads from the open side, and number 8 Alex Matthews scored a couple of tries in the win in Bordeaux in April. The question in the back line was who would replace Meg Jones at outside centre. The answer is Helena Rowland for her 30th cap. But Hunt and Aitchison are again the halfbacks. In this back 3, they were the top 3 try scorers in the Six Nations, led by player of the tournament, Ellie Kildun at full-back. So as for France, I mentioned they're having a look at a few different combinations today, but some familiar faces. Tight head Asia Kalfawi has rather dark memories of April, sent off early in the second half. It's a very good second row with captain Manae Faleu and 6'2" Madusu Fall. There are two pairs of sisters in the 23. Romane Ménager starts at number 8. Her twin Marine is getting a run at 12 instead of Gabrielle Vernier. Ménager more often a wing and scored 2 tries from the wing in the meeting in April. Emily Boulard shifts wide from fullback. Lyon's Chloé Jacquet starting there instead, and a different halfback combination as well. Alexandra Chambon scrum half, and outside her, the 19-year-old Alina Thuy starts at fly half. On the bench, incidentally, for France, a 6-2 split of forwards to backs. There is your referee for this one. Kat Roche of the United States. Clara Munarini of Italy and Chelsea Gillespie of Scotland running touch. And Andrew McMenemy will be the TMO. So, well, let's say it starts here at Kingsholm. It will not be one of the World Cup venues, but that is very much what England and France have in mind. A year to go, and we'll see what sort of fettle both sides are in. And there is Jacquet at fullback today. Just watch, the ball was bouncing uncomfortably for Holly Aitchison. It sets it back for Mo Hunt. And Botterman with the carry. Just a little bit of indecision on the delay of the pass, and tidied up by Ellie Kildunn. Now they can, loose pass from Tatiana Herd. Bouncing around, and now an opportunity for France, carried on by Barney, brought down in the 22. But France with the first opportunity here. There is Fall, huge presence in the second row, but met very well indeed. So carried now by Kalfawi. France has Chambon with a mask on after breaking her nose in training this week, but skipping around the little scrum half, looks for her runners and finds Escudero. Again, the tackling is strong enough from England. Chambon gives it on to Condé, and the ball spilled. And Matthews coming away with it. A little bit of risk here, but reward now as well. Kildunn out into the open. And a late challenge coming in, and Kildunn perhaps from Thuy, the young fly half. Big kick on, and the crowd booing as the ball goes dead. But decision, Kat Merchant, to be made there.
Yeah, I think they're going to want to come back and have a look at that, because it wasn't just late. It looked like no arms. She turned her body to check her. So although that kick went dead, I'm surprised they won't re-look at it. So a lovely line break from Kildunn. They were brave to play it out. So lands. They decide it's all right.
Well, just looking at the replay, it looked more as if it might have been just her leap to try and get to the ball, and the path of that leap took her into Kildunn.
Yeah, I was happy she stood her ground.
Yeah. So standing round was what referee has said. Looking at it live, it did look a bit like a body check, but then you could see she was going for the ball initially, and it looks like Kildunn is back up. But I've got to say, France looking brave in their attack, but then England, once it's gone messy, and France have had the ball for quite a few phases and are looking dangerous, England don't just decide to kick it, they decide to run it out of their 22, deep into their 22. So that shows exactly how they're wanting to play this today.
First scrum of the match. So Chambon, that's a good scrum by France. I'm sure many were expecting them to have quite the ascendancy that they did there in the first coming together. There'll be a real lift for France in the forwards. Sval shoveling it on to Romane Ménager.
Tackle, release!
And goes Chambon again. A nice little interchange and flat pass. The referee happy with that one, and it's carried on again by Cyril Banet. And this time it's Filiou, the skipper. Slowed down, but still with France. A little shimmy from Thuy, the fly half, and in comes Chambon again. Just going through the phases, waiting for that quicker ball. Slightly quicker ball now sets them free on the blind side. Through Kalafui and onto Ménager. That's good strength to make her way through Maud Muir. So France have numbers out wide, and they could use them now. Trying to free the hands up to within 8 metres. Loose pass, was it tapped forward? No, still with Les Bleus and carried on by the hooker, Socha. Chambon again, feeding her forwards. Brosseau, the loose head. And then set back by Romain Ménager. Little pocket, sets off again. Trying to get that ball back, and look at Hannah Botterman trying to disrupt. Up again within 10 metres, and now the quicker ball. But the pass to nobody, scooped up by Emmeline Gross. And now England get the penalty, and now Kingsholm can celebrate that rear guard action. Tried to take the quick one, but in front of the mark.
Yeah, Mo Hunt is renowned for doing those. She will take them quickly whenever she can, but referees deemed it's not at the mark. But France are throwing everything at that. You've got to say, Thuy is really running the show at 10. One loose pass there, but other than that, she's been really up front. She's playing flat. She's doing lovely offloads. But this play here by Dow defensively, she gets in really quickly, nice and strong, rips the ball. Fantastic work from her to win a penalty for her side.
So Amy Cockayne and the first line out, not challenged by France, but here is the opportunity for England as it is lost forward.
Little bit loose from England, a couple of handling errors you don't normally see, but as a few of the players have said, and John Mitchell himself before coming into this game, they want to try things, and that's what they're looking to do. So things are going to go wrong. They don't need to be the best in the world right now. They need to be the best in the world at World Cup time. So this was a play off the line out. So nice line break. Maybe a bit of confusion. Maybe it wasn't going to Marley, but she went for it, and then there was a bit of a knock on in there.
Now France in the first scrum of the match had a good shove on. Let's see how this one unfolds. Not very well.
No, France are typically, though, they love a set piece. They pride themselves on solid scrums and line-outs.
Come closer together. Crouch. Bind.
Just sticking a little boot in there. Free kick given by the referee.
I mean, you don't often see that, but you know, your cheeky nines have got to try.
Well, there's Botterman suddenly finds herself through the middle. Didn't quite have the pace, but options either side for England. Aitchison moves it, and the advantage was over, so France with an opportunity to counter here. Chambon, who's been up to all sorts so far in this game, but was worried about it after we found out she'd broken her nose and playing in that mask. I mean, it's a brave thing to be doing, even with the protective mask. Foul will be the go-to carrier so often.
Back.
So here is Lena Thuy.
Front.
Finds her opposite number. Aitchison takes it on the run. Taken now well by Mane Felou. Just a few loose passes so far from England. This has the rather scrappy feeling of a first match in, 4-5 months. Maud Muir straight into Brosseau and a little bit further. Botterman. Nice little timing of the pass. Tatiana Herd, well, she's looking, but just delayed for a moment and taken down well by Ménager. Romain Ménager. Kildun. That pass just hung in the air for a moment before it reached Kildun, able to set it back. Now through the middle, good scragging tackle had to be made, but England looking to find that space wide. France set their defence again. Now an opportunity, and there is the carry. And Feonati was doing that damage. Now Abby Dow with hands on the ball. Here comes Mo Hunt again. Little clap from Aitchison and takes it. Just a few gaps starting to appear in the French defence. Can England find them again? Aitchison half through. And up to the fringes of the French 22 again. Mo Hunt just had to slow there. The referee gave her pause, slightly blocking. France thought they might have pinched it, but no. And carried on by Roland, and there is Tatjana Herd, Botterman. Again, Botterman's doing a power of carrying so far. This will be tiring the French defence. Kildun scuts round Condé. Kildun has support out wide. Not quite for Jess Breach, but up to within 5 metres. And again, it just slows for a fraction of a moment. And through the forwards they come. Aldcroft with a carry, and there is Botterman again. 3 metres out, Hunt looks, feeds the forwards, drive. And the captain, Marley Packer, is she there? The crowd say yes, of course they do. But we will have a look.
She'll take some stopping from there. Marley Packer's no stranger to the try line, so they'll be looking at whether she's held up.
Oh, I think they're going to just make a quick decision. I think they heard that the ball is grounded. Try, and the voice of Andrew McMenemy, the TMO, coming in as well. Try for Marley Packer, try for England.
And that's what we like. Good, quick decisions, very clear. Good refereeing from the team there to call that. But you could sense that coming from England from, 15 phases back from that. Their hard-line running, that out to in, is really catching the French defence off guard. France are defending quite wide between each other. I think they're worried about the width, and that's leaving gaps in between for those hard-line runners. But this one, Condé, you cannot, if you fly out of the line, you have to make your hit. Breach decides to opt in, doesn't think she's got it on the outside, steps, but then the support and speed to get there. Big carries from your players like Botterman and then Marley Packer. There's not many people you want closer to the line than her.
Yeah, I think what we've seen so far from France is promising an attack, but actually giving plenty of opportunity to England with their defence as well. So Aitchison picking up the tee very swiftly there. Through it goes, 6 from 6 in Bordeaux from the tee, and
so looking at this close up, so the decision was whether it was held up or not, but deemed that it's been grounded, and then afterwards it's been lifted back up there.
47 tries for England now, Marley Packer. Oh, just a bit of a breakdown in communication there, but loud enough call from Holly Aitchison, and the clearing kick with a loud cheer as it was caught by a spectator, and he's enjoying his moment, but not a bad clearing kick. Not much of an angle to play with there.
No, not much of an angle, but they have been playing pretty loosely, England. We said maybe it looks a bit scrappy. They've been playing out their 22. It's exciting, but sometimes just want to calm it down, and that one off the kick-off, then just kick it, settle and attack.
Sosha hits her target in her captain Faleo, and there's a foul, the other second row. Nice handling as well, and there is Thuy, and gives it on to Jacquet, the fullback, who skips infield. And Chambon moves it swiftly again. This again, the encouraging attack early on from France, and once more into the 22. Kalfawi, the tight head, who was sent off early in the second half in Bordeaux in April. It's for a hit on Alex Matthews, the number 8. And here come France once again. There is Ménager giving it to Condé. Just has a roll or two and then sets it back. Nobody in at scrum half. So pick up and go by Iliana Brosseau.
Tackle!
And then there was just a little spill forward.
Yeah, France, they are looking to attack wide. Banet, the winger, has touched it quite a few times, but then they seem to get a little bit lost in the middle. And again, for them, a few handling errors coming in. But credit to England's line speed. They are putting in some big hits as well. So they're putting pressure on France, not making anything easy for them.
You're keeping that bind high up on our number. Yeah, and you're keeping that arm straight. You're not punching in, please. Thank you.
This is the kind of position as an attacking side. If you had the ball, you'd be champing at the bit. Big options.
Crouch.
But it's England's ball, and instead you can see Mo Hunt is behind the referee giving final instructions. Again, England's moving, no, but it's France who are acting illegally.
Referee had warned about the bind beforehand.
That's a good clearing kick as well.
Yeah, they've got to be happy with that into the other half. And one of the frustrating things for France is whenever they get in, so here we see the scrum.
I think it was on the other side, though, perhaps. That
yeah, couldn't see much wrong from the loose head there.
So once again, Cocaine, accurate throw right to the back of the line out. And Tatiana Hare just slips it on to Roland. And still with England, and Hunt. A penalty to France this time.
Clear left.
So they've got to be so quick over the ball, both teams, because both teams are going for that jackal very quickly over the ball. I thought France were lucky not to get one earlier as well, so they're putting the work in. So not the kick she would have wanted from that. She'd have wanted a bit more distance.
I think a seagull has reported to all his seagull friends that there's food to be had at Kingsholm. There's a little flock just wheeling around here looking to pick up something.
Absolutely, yeah. So you can see there, again, low, strong over the ball.
Are you in? Okay, so 6 in, thank you.
So Agathe Souchat, the Bordeaux hooker. And she finds her mark in Emmeline Gross. And then the spill. So scrum to England. I see mistakes from both sides. And again, you can do all the pre-season training and fitness work, and both these sides have been doing so much of that. But actually, when it comes to the match, there's always rust to scrape off.
Yeah, there's rust, and you know, not used to having the level of line speed and intensity on there. There's another ball on the pitch. They need to get rid of that, I think.
A seagull to pick it up.
Yes, I know, just send them in. But they've spotted it. They're going to move the ball. Good.
We got a ball coming, so we can get set, please. Thank you.
We can bring in all the new laws to speed up the game, but you need a ball.
Yes, yeah, that's it. And one of those new laws shown at the line out deemed that it wasn't maybe completely straight, but referee said not contested, so play on.
Bind! Set!
Tries a squeeze, but France not giving way, just beginning to creep, but England move it. And Roland shifts it to Kildun, a bit of space in front of Ellie Kildun, has support outside, and Dow Kildun, options either side, goes herself and is brought down. The pass might have been given. Packer and England still have the opportunity, but that was a golden one. Now another one out wide, surely for England, and there it is for Jess Breach. The score does come for England, their second try. And plenty of noise again from Kingsholm.
They're just looking so dangerous. They look like they're targeting Condé in defence, though. That's the second time she's been caught out. She was too slow there, flat-footed. Ellie Kildun goes round her with ease. And then it's the England's ability to then move it wide off of it. So this is the initial break. So Condé is slightly chasing across, but she gets flat-footed and done. So it's a good line break, as you said. Options potentially for Kildun to give the pass, but good handling, and then you've got to say wonderful footwork there from Fianati on her first international start. The footwork to give it clear to Breach to score.
Well, and Jess Breach, I mean, talk about try-scoring records. So this is her 39th cap. That's her 41st try.
I mean, it's not bad, is it, for more tries than caps? You've got to...
Yeah, that's a good average. The conversion just wide from Aitchison, but England out to a 12-point lead.
Yeah, and Jess Breach is an out-and-out finisher. That's what she does. It's give her the ball in space, and she's so fast. But I love the footwork there from Fianati. Really, really clever. Gets the defender to bite, fix them before giving that nice flat pass. If she gives it early, maybe defender drifts and gets her.
It's interesting, the possession stats, the territory stats, in fact, will probably just about in favour of France at the moment, but a couple of times England have come forward and they've scored both times. France with defensive questions to answer. And Packer, the captain, gets England going forward again. There is Kildunn. And Botterman. Missed pass just a little bit too high for Breach. Had to leap to gather.
Use it!
Packer and Botterman providing a bit of cover for Hunt, told to use it, taking a wee bit of time, but up she goes now. And Chambon waiting. And Twee. And Chambon putting boot on ball, and Aitchison waits for it. Finds her skipper. Good ground made to get up to halfway. And this is where France really have to be a bit more settled, solid in defence. The gaps start to appear. Floated pass just went off the leg of Abby Dow. Looks as if it might have been forward, but the referee letting that one slide. And Dow's done very well, getting back to her feet and keeping in field. And the ball's still alive. So now England move again. Rowland shifting it on to her second row. Talling. In comes Hunt again.
Off your own player backward.
Spill went backwards though, so still with England. But France now have the penalty.
So she's kicked the ball out of her hand on the ball.
Hannah Botterman coming in. So only the captain may speak to the referee.
100%. You don't want to see it across of rugby. Your captain speaks to the ref, and that is it.
Captain.
Which I think is what she might say here
I
to the actual
so.
captain.
So I communicated, I communicated what I saw, which was it was off your own player's foot. Okay, the TMO is sweeping. If he has information for me, he will give it. I can't have your player yelling at me like that. It's going to be a penalty next time. You understand?
So Marley Packer will say to Hannah Botterman, only I can speak to the referee. But we're going to have a TMO check for foul play.
Okay.
So the word for discipline is there, and they'll see now what we're looking at.
So Kat Roach just marching a bit closer to the screen in that corner. She's not marching, she's running to the big screen.
Otherwise, there'd been a bit of a wait. It's quite far. Yeah.
Okay, Kat, we're looking at the actions of Blue 2 kicking the ball out of the Nine's hands.
So they are going to look at that now. Agathe Socha, the French hooker. This is what Hannah Botterman was saying. Now, she shouldn't have said it. She's not the captain to the referee, but she was saying it was kicked out of Mo Hunt's hands.
Blue boot.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything actually.
So Kat Roach at the moment is just seeing herself on the big screen.
Yeah, can't judge much on that.
No, it says
no foul play. Yes, I'm happy.
Right, here we are.
So here we go. So here's the. There we go. So Botterman was right. She spotted it. It's on the floor. So Shah, I think her foot just comes up after.
Kat, you seen those pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
there we go.
A blue player on the ground who has kicked out and ball out of the Nine's hand. To me, cynical play, yellow card. And you confirm that number as number 2.
So, I mean, it's a cynical play. It's a very silly play as well.
Okay.
It's really going to cost our side now.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just one of those where it's just a stupid penalty. When you just, I mean, no penalty's a good one, but you can play on the edge and you're slightly offside and you're pushing, but that one's just stupid. He's going to get caught.
Just kicking the ball out of the 9's hand from the ground in cynical play.
Agathe Socha's face suggested. The only thing I would say is, did she, looked at that replay as if she knew what she was doing, but I wonder if she was maybe just kicking out of the air, and by massive coincidence it hit the ball. I'm just offering some mitigation. I'm not employed by Agathe Socha as her barrister.
I think the French always know what they're doing, I would say. I think they're very clever players, perhaps rolling to get out the way, but it does, because the first one does look, but that second one does look like a kick out. To me, I think she knew what she was doing.
I don't know, she has a trusting face. She looked bewildered by that decision.
She did look bewildered, but it did look like a kick out to me. What did you think? You think she's innocent?
I'm saying there's a small percentage of a chance that...
Yeah.
Anyway, probability, you're right. Penalty to England, and they've found this touch, and what a position they have now. Will we see the England maul? That's what the crowd want to see. This has become so devastating in recent seasons, but no, smuggled away at the back, and there's Tatiana Herd, shifts it on, gap appears, Rolling is over, Rowland for the try. Eleanor Rowland gets in, and again just the French defence slipping off the challenges perhaps, but England taking advantage. 3 tries to the good now.
Yeah, absolutely. Helena Rowland there showing her footwork and ability that close to the line to be able to get over. She's a fast player as well. She's a decision maker and can cover pretty much anywhere in that back line. It's not a good ball to her really. It goes slightly behind her, but she manages to gather it, use footwork, drive up it as well. But and again, it's Condé. I think defensively she is a weakness out there at 13.
And the simplest of conversions for Holly Aitchison. 19-0. And a man to the good, woman to the good, person to the good.
Just kick, it's all good. Yeah, so yeah, they're happy with the grounding of that try. They're looking to go.
A restart works well for France. England not able to take it.
Tackle now! Release!
Can they find a way through France again? They've promised a good deal going forward, but haven't managed to finish the job, and certainly not here. Ball stolen by England, and Kildun sends it the way of Jacquet. Chance here for Ménager, gives it on to Escudero, and the flanker carries. Condé offers support, and then Chambon comes in. So the 14 of France trying to come forward, but the ball lost again. Jacquet coming across to cover, and the French fullback tries to step her way out of trouble, but brought down by Jess Breach. And England again now with... Well, it's all breaking up a little bit here.
Take it back.
And Aitchison in trouble. Still England's ball, and there is Chatty Hannah Bottleman.
New nickname for her, is that?
Well, it all worked out well for her in the end. And there is the clearing kick. Let's go down to pitch side and Alma Schmidt.
I've got Lewis Deacon, the forwards coach, with me here. Give us your impression of that first quarter.
I'm really impressed with the girls, like the physicality in defence. They had to defend early doors, but the resilience and then the ability to play. Like, they've got a great mindset to just go and attack the game and play.
3 tries so far, which is good. A few scrappy moments. You're in charge of comms down to the team. What are the messages going down there at the moment?
Keep being direct when we attack. Keep getting off the line when we defend. Like, real simple. But yeah, just really impressed with it. You know, we knew it'd be messy, and the girls are attacking the game. That's exactly what we wanted.
What's the focus for the next 20? Where do you want to be at half-time?
Just keep going the way we're going, like keep using our set Bs to give us opportunities in the game, keep going forward in attack. Yeah, simple messages.
Ride the wave of this very loud fan base that's out here at Gloucester. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Alma. Yeah, it's a simple enough message, simple enough game when, well, sometimes it is. Carried on by Chambon. She's been impressive so far in the scrum half. Again, playing with that injury. In comes the right wing Banet to play scrum half. Twee moves it on to Ménager. She's specified Marine Ménager. And Botterman comes away then. Loses in contact. And France will have the scrum.
I think that was a great turnover from Hannah Botterman. Gets over the ball. She is known for it. Front rower, but gets as many as the back row in there.
Substitution.
However, I think England are creeping offside now. The phase before that, they're putting good line speed on, but actually got to be very careful. But there's that turnover, that jackal, got to be so much quicker over the ball.
Yeah, I think she's been one of the busiest players on the pitch so far. Hannah Botterman again gets through a power of work. France have had to make a change because they are missing Agathe Soucha. Their regular hooker is still sin-binned. They brought on Manon Bigot. You see her at the centre of the French front row there, and so France have sacrificed Fall, I think it was, to the second row who went off.
And Marine Ménager has joined the scrum, I believe.
The full complement of Ménagers there, the twin sisters. It works well. There's Romain Ménager picking up. Was that forward from Chambon? Look at Chambon into the space. That's Jacquet alongside, but the ball behind the fullback and then fumbled forwards. Really, what an opportunity for France there.
Yeah, they've had a couple now, haven't they? They've been into that England 22. They've been working really hard, and it's just that last pass. It's just not quite clicking for them, but a great break from Chambon to go through. So off the scrum there. Okay, nice wrap-around play. Lovely inline there from Condé, which fooled the defence, but that pass just couldn't quite go to Jacquet's hands. But lovely run, scanning the whole time. And yeah, just not quite going to hand there for Jacquet.
There's a little bit Chambon that injury, and that's why she's wearing the mask. And keeping Pauline Bourdon-Sansu on the bench today, and she is quite a scrum half. So, well, they've got some strength and depth in that position.
Oh, definitely. And, you know, you said tough playing like that with broken nose, but, you know, when Bourdon-Sansu is your player above you, you've got to take every shot you got.
Good scrummage again by France, but a good step by Aitchison, and that is a wonderful clearing kick just beyond the fingertips of Chloé Jacquet.
Yeah, I was wondering if she just managed to keep that in, but touch judge in line has deemed that it was touched.
Okay.
Okay.
Foot on the line.
So let's have a look at this.
Kat, her foot's on the line, the ball has crossed the plane of touch, and then the French player touches the ball.
There we go. So because, yeah, foot on the line, ball out. So yeah,
it's touched over the plane. Blue line out.
Talk about the plane of touch, which is a sort of imaginary line going up from the touch line.
I've just confused myself there. I'd convinced myself it was England's, and now I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait, no, it is France. So they're saying because it would have gone out anyway.
Because it was over the plane of touch, yeah, and
right.
when she touched
okay,
it. Yeah.
Got it.
So the replacement hooker, Bigot. Bigot rather loses the ball, then saves the situation. Or does she? No. Little knock on. And scrum to England.
France are putting pressure on themselves, really, by doing things like that, like throwing that loose ball back. They're just putting pressure on the next person, and England's defence is just relentless and keeps pushing up, and again, that pressure's just compounding.
They're missing a couple of players today, France. I think loosehead Annelle Desai is injured. That's why Brosseau's starting in the front row. There are a couple who will be coming back. But again, I think today for France is an opportunity just looking at some combinations, some different players, some youngsters.
definitely. And we still got Gabrielle Vernier on the bench, who is a phenomenal 12. So, you know, seeing what she does when she comes on, they've got strong players here today that they can use.
Again, the scrum is wheeling around there, but England move it, and Tatiana Herd, and then again a little bit of confusion as to who that was for. Breach was coming in looking for it, and now she provides the cover for Mo Hunt. And then Zoe Aldcroft, Gloucester Hartbury player, back-to-back champions Gloucester Hartbury. So this is a home-ish turf for a lot of players. And Tatiana Herd tries to shift it again. Hunt has to be quick, and good hands. Botterman flings it back, and now real chance. Maud Muir, out it goes to the captain Marley Packer, infield to Rowland, and wide now. Abby Dow just has to wheel and regather, and then the ball's lost forward, and Jackie emerges with it.
Big error, had to go to Dow. Had to go to Dow.
Scrum advantage.
So there's a scrum advantage to France. It's their ball anyway as Brosseau takes it in. Into the final 10 minutes in this first half, and Kildun gathers safely. And England just rocked off the ball there. Escudero takes it in, and back it comes to Tui, giving her chance at fly half today, and Kildun waits again. Hurls it infield to Aitchison. Crossfield kick might be the best option because Reach is out there, and there is a bit of space. It's Rowland who carried it in. Reach is arriving on the wing, and nobody seems to want this. Kildun, ooh, off the foot, says the referee. Kildun gets her chance, but well taken by Ménager, Roman Ménager. The French number 8 make good ground to get there. Out into the open goes Fionati, getting her first start today. Father Zach for a good few years was a stalwart of Bath.
Go backward.
Deep into the England 22. Players on both sides beginning to look a little bit fatigued. Oh, and then in front of the shed, the cruel and unforgiving shed, whether it's Gloucester fans or England fans.
Yeah, you don't want to drop a ball anyway, but right there is the hard one. But how many phases was that from both teams? A lot of phases there. I've been wanting to talk about that pass that should have gone to Abby Dow, but that was about 5 minutes ago now.
Yeah.
But you have to say that was a missed opportunity. That back inside pass should have gone out because Dow would have absolutely finished it. But so many phases of play there from both sides. A lot of energy expended. You can see a few players looking pretty knackered out there, and some heavy breathing on the ref's mic as well.
Not at all tired is Agathe Socha, who's back on after her sin binning. So for a lot of that 10 minutes of the sin binning, France were doing okay. So they've also brought back on Madusu Fall, and Bigot has gone off, who was the temporary replacement at hooker. And yeah, everybody is taking a breather.
Yeah, well-needed breather, I think. So here's that wraparound play. Really, really nice. Good hands from Maud Muir, the front row. But here, fix and give. Dow's away. Guarantee Dow finishes that. She's got 15 metres of space by going back inside. Defence have that chance to get across and cover tackle.
England coaching box. Lou Meadows, attack coach.
Well, your hooker will take care of that. So go to the left, you'll have
So things are changing. There's Lewis Deacon at the back. Things are changing a little bit in the England coaching setup, aren't they? With Sarah Hunter, your child. There's Sarah there in the front right, because she is expecting a child next month. And so she won't be involved in WXV, but will be until they leave for Vancouver.
Yeah, she said she's going to work right up until the baby is born, but obviously can't be travelling over to Canada. So, but here now and looking very well.
A better scrummage from England as well. just gives the platform to attack. You hear cries of tat for Tatiana Herd. Does good work there in the drive forward. And then France diving up again. It's risky business in defence. But they have the ball now with Emily Boulard and Blagnac wing. And there is foul back on the field. Again, rather untidy and beyond the arms of Charlotte Escudero and into touch.
But again, a bit of a panic pass. There's no need to really give that one. Just carry, punch in, get support there and build. France are looking like they're going almost head down. And they're going, oh, I don't know, you have it. Kind of passing it along. Because really, this pass, yeah, just take that and carry. I don't think there's a need when there's someone right in front of your face to try and get that pass away.
Amy Cockayne has just hollered for a towel. The guy with the towel. I've never seen someone scrabble for a towel so quickly. But you said we talked about the mugginess. There's a little bit of sort of moisture in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, Tatiana Hare now crashing through. Has support from Roland out wide, looking for Ellie Kildunn. Finds her now on the bounce. Again, the holes are there in that French defence. Bottoman again taking it on the half volley. No way through for Alex Matthews, another Gloucester Hartbury player. Kildunn gathers it in. Player of the Six Nations this year, 9 tries in that competition. Maud Muir. Maud Muir doing as she so often does, and then give it on to Zoe Aldcroft and Botterman now. This is power and handling from England. Penalty though to France.
No.
Quickly taken, but back they come. It was Boulard who was looking to go.
Oh, that's a savage England front row, isn't it? They're just absolutely brutes in the best possible way, like trying to tackle them. They're just, because they're explosive, and you said it then as well, they're handlers as well, so it's not like they only carry, they can pass sometimes, which makes defence sit off them. But this initial one here, absolute battering ram through them, and then a lovely offload, which Oldcroft does really well to keep that ball alive as well. And then Bottoman, who we've said has worked really hard today to get those carries.
Yeah, Bottoman and Muir. And when you think as well that Sarah Burns back on the bench after her injuries, so you talk about options and reserves.
Yeah, talk about those bowling balls powerhouses. She's definitely one of those. So we're used to seeing Byrne make many line breaks, and she's a handler as well, so they are not short of handling strong front rows.
That's a good take by Emmeline Gross for France. And Chambon as Bottoman comes barreling through. And then Thuy, good distance on the kick. Kildunn again. And that's great work by Marine Ménager again. More often a winger, but giving her a run at inside centre today.
Well, she's strong, very strong player, so not a bad shout to have her in there making hits like that. She just drove Kildunn back 5 metres.
Well, if your twins are number 8, then you've got to be strong playing in the back line. And Tatiana Herd's had a lively game as well. Good carrying once again from the England inside centre. And Roland. I mentioned that injury to Meg Jones, which will keep her out for a wee while yet. And then penalty now to France. England not getting out of there.
Chambon looking to take the last few penalties quickly. Referee's not been having it, that it's not on the right mark, but you can see that's kind of how France are wanting to play there.
So Lina Thuy, who only turns 20 on Tuesday, with a decent nudge.
Just incredible, isn't it? That young and playing in such a key position, and she's done well today.
I'll just talk about Lina Thuy as we look at that replay. I mean, she's in today. I thought Lina Kehoua might have started, and you've got Drouin as well as another option.
Yeah, both very talented fly halves as well. Kehoua, I'm wondering if injured. Don't quote me on that, but otherwise I think she'd be in and amongst this squad.
This is good mauling from France. Socha had it, but she's passed it on to Escudero, and then beyond her to Gross, and France coming away well. That's perfect maul, good tight work done, then little splinters breaking off. England weren't entirely sure where the ball was. Then stripped, taken by Cocaine. And Cocaine taken down by Gross. So Marley Tucker tries to get England moving forward again. Just a couple of minutes remaining in this first half. Oh, and here's the chance for France, a gift. Can they take advantage? Condé now. But England's defence sets itself again. There's something for France just before half-time to take into the break, to take into the second 40 minutes. In comes Cyrielle Banet off the wing to play scrum half, and now the carry by Feliu, the Grenoble skipper, and Thuy, elusive runner. But France outside the England 22 now. Chambon gives it on to the forwards. Karfawi. There is foul. Going through the phases now, but then the spill. Bottoman gathers it. Now will England look to play in this final phase, in the final minute?
Sign on the ball with a knock on first.
May well see out the clock now once they set the scrum. Might just be looking to get this out, England. It's been a decent enough first half.
Yeah, that's a blow for France, because that was their shot. You have to say it. They were right on the try line. All they had to, they got the intercept. But I think the difference between the two sides for me at the minute is that England, when they offload, they're offloading with purpose to someone at pace. France, when they offload, it's like a panic one, and it's like, okay, let's move this ball along, but it's not with purpose. It's not with someone running at pace.
So Lewis Deacon and John Mitchell having a little discussion just before the break. Lots to talk about for them and us at half-time. And away. Once more, it's heading at that angle, the scrum, but Mo Hunt says enough, out it goes. And no points for France in this first half. Again, they've shown plenty of signs that they can look dangerous going forward, but England even more so. And France a little bit fragile when they're on the back foot. But it's 3 tries for England. It's a 19-0 lead at the break. And plenty more to come in the second half here at Kingsholm.
So England have the lead after that first half, 19-0 the score, 3 tries. They will be very, very happy with that. And well, the stats, they tell you all you need to know, don't they? They have been dominant, England, in that first 40, and I'm just wondering what John Mitchell will be telling his side inside that changing room, because there have been mistakes, but the all-important stat that we're all worried about is that 19-0. Maggie, what do we make of that first 40? Because Andrew mentioned it in commentary, actually. It can be quite rusty, can't it, the first game back? Yes, you've been training hard, but there's nothing like that fight out on the pitch.
Yeah, it was a typical start of a match after pre-season. There were plenty of errors, and actually John Mitchell did say in his pre-match interview that it's going to be rusty. We expect that. I think the key thing is actually how we manage it, and I have to say it hasn't been that clinical from either side, but we've still had a bit of an entertaining match. England have been ambitious, they've been trying things, they've been trying to get the ball out to the winger. Kildunn's been heavily involved, and the French, they have been looked good in patches. They've just not, it's just not stuck for them. So the final pass has always been an issue, and their discipline has been a bit up and down, as you can imagine. But it's been an okay 40 minutes, but I expect to step that up in the second half.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what a John Mitchell changing room looks like at half-time for England, especially after a 40 minutes like that.
Yeah, I mean, we heard Lewis Deacon, halfway through that not panicked, not worried, quite proud of the England performance that had happened so far. And he spoke about attacking the game, which I think he said he was proud to see that England were attacking the game. And I think that's what they want. So I don't think there's going to be any panic. I mean, you're 19-0 up against one of the best sides in the world. Yes, there's been some errors, there's been some mistakes, but we have to remember this is a warm-up, friendly game. Like, okay, it's not friendly because it's against France, and you know they're an incredibly competitive side. But it is a warm-up. This team hasn't played in quite a while. You've got a few new players in there, new combinations. Maddie Feanati, her first start, already had some fabulous involvements. So I think there's going to be a lot of, stick at it, attack the second half.
Well, we've had plenty of tries, which is a good thing. So let's have a little look at them. France, it was all France for the first 10 minutes, but England got the first try, and who else but the captain, leading by example.
Yeah, captain fantastic, Marley Packer. And I think when we talk about the way England were playing, they were looking to stretch the ball. So, I said Kilduff has worked incredibly hard in this first half, trying to get onto the ball. But it's that ability to stretch it. They've been targeting Condé at the very right-hand side of the corner. But again, stretching it creates the gaps. And then you've got England's direct players. So your Hannah Bottoman, your Muirs, and then Packer, someone like Packer, 5 metres out, she's going to score a try all day long. But you've got to take your hats off to the French defence there, because they did try and hold them out for as long as they could. But I think England do that very well. They're good at stretching, forcing those gaps, and then using their direct players to go through the middle.
You mentioned Kilduff there. We're going to mention her again because she was so important. A lovely break from her to get that second try.
Yeah, absolutely. She just makes that break down the right-hand side. Sees a bit of a disconnect, takes off, uses her footwork, uses her pace, which she has in abundance. Fabulous, break down the right-hand side. And there's actually the speed of the breakdown that secures the try in the left-hand corner, because Abby Dow is straight over that ball. Mo Hunt brilliantly moves the ball to the other side. And then Maddie Feanati, again, we spoke about it before, steps into the defender. So pulls the defender into the right, makes her question, means she can't slide straight off to Jess Breach. And then Jess Breach does what Jess Breach can, gets the ball, scores in the corner. It makes it look easy, which it's certainly not. But,
you would say
fabulous
that.
try.
But we've seen this quite a lot with the England forwards. I think we're noticing that they're trying to run these lines where they come in, they come out, they commit the player, they preserve the space out wide. And you're seeing now Jess Breach is getting loads of space out wide, same as Abby Dow, and that's giving Kilduff space to run down the middle. So it's really interesting what Dom Mitchell's obviously encouraging from the forwards to do, to fix, commit, preserve space out wide.
We mentioned, didn't we, before the game, discipline, all important for both sides, actually. It's been pretty costly for France, hasn't it? Was it a debatable yellow? What did we make of it?
Oh, I think it's quite interesting. So obviously at the breakdown, Sosha gets her foot and it knocks the ball. And it was really fascinating because Hannah Bottoman was the one that called it. Initially, you'd almost go, no, it looks like it's an error from Natasha Hunt, but actually, right, cool. Referee goes and sees it. Sosha is off her feet and she gets the ball, which creates a foul play. But Claudia, what did you see in regards to this try?
Yeah, and this is what we talk about, isn't it? You can't give England an easy in to the 22. They kick to the corner, and at first I thought Mo moved it from the maul a little bit too early, but then a brilliant wide pass. Helena Rowland has to check herself a little bit, but it's the power, her strength through the middle there, just keeps her footwork going and scores under the post. It's a perfect outcome for England.
And how good is it for Helena Rowland to score? Last time she played was the first game in Six Nations at the start of the year, and just come back from injury and gets on the try.
It's interesting as well when we see France. They haven't scored a point yet. They have been misfiring, haven't they? They will be keen to get a score on the board pretty soon.
Yeah, I think they've been into the 22 6 times. I think from what I've counted 6 times already and come out with 0 points. England on the reverse have been in 4 times and come out with 3 tries. I think that's where the difference is at the moment. It's the clinicalness, it's the calm under pressure. So I'm hoping that come the second half, they've now had the sort of nerves out the way. They're going to be a little more settled, a little more connected, and then obviously you've got players coming in the second half that have tons of experience. I hope you're going to add to that.
Well, let's not forget that all of this game today and next week's friendly, is to prepare for the WXV, which starts in a couple of weeks' time. Ireland and England will be playing in the top tier of the competition, WXV. And all the games will be on the BBC iPlayer. You will not miss a thing. We are across women's rugby throughout the year here on the BBC. It's going to be interesting to see how Ireland go in this top tier of the competition. They finished third in the Six Nations. Wales did the same last year, and they struggled against the best in the world, didn't they?
That's correct. So Wales in the WXV won last year, didn't win a test, and it was a really big step up for them. Ireland were in WXV 3 last year, and they won it. That was huge for their confidence. It's a big step up again, though. I mean, they got some big tests against, Canada. They're going to have to really bring it to another level, and I do feel for Ireland, Scotland, this is an opportunity to prepare in what is going to be a big World Cup year. You want to test out your players, build those combinations, but also back your confidence.
Yeah, such a big year, as we've already said. Well, there was another game last night. This was up in Edinburgh, Scotland hosting Wales, and it was the Scots that came out on top. It was a tight first half, Wales with a narrow lead after the first 40, but Scotland struck first in that second half. Emma Orr's kick through, and nobody was going to catch Francesca McGee. 12-5 the score, and Wales really struggling. The Scots then extending their lead. Emma Orr, the provider, once again, her break and pass, putting Chloe Rowley over. Meryl Smith added another of her own before putting Rowley into space with a little kick. Great freak from the fullback to score. And then Francesca McGee wasn't going to let Rowley outscore her. It was turning into a rout in Edinburgh. The Scots really enjoying themselves, and Wales really struggling to get themselves back in contention. But they did get their second score on the board at the end of the game through Nell Metcalf, but it was too little, too late. The final score up in Edinburgh, 40 points to the hosts, 14 to the visitors. And if you want to catch up the whole game, it is available to see on the BBC iPlayer. But as I said, this is Nell Metcalf getting the second try for the visitors. Yeah, tough night for the Welsh up in Edinburgh, but an experimental side from Johan Cunningham, and they will play Scotland and Wales in WXV2. Now, this competition is going to be in South Africa. You can see the fixtures there in front of you. It all kicks off at the end of September, and first up for Wales, it'll be Australia. And it's a tough one, isn't it? But I guess WXV2 is where these sides need to be in a World Cup year. It feels like that, if they are going to experiment with combinations.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is blooding players, getting experience in players. And I think that's what the great thing is about WXV, is it's created opportunities for countries to play against other countries they otherwise wouldn't do. And they get to test themselves, they get to see what they're capable of doing now, and they really highlight what they need to work on before a World Cup. If you're going to lose a game, you want to do it now. You want to do it a year out from a World Cup or thereabouts, because it gives you time to go away, fix it, and then come back to the World Cup bigger and better.
Well, we look forward to it, but before then, we've got much more to come here on the BBC next week, of course. England, they take on the Black Ferns, New Zealand, the world champions. That's from 2 o'clock here on BBC One. Join us for that. And then later today, we have live Rugby League Super League. It's Salford against Catalan Dragons. That's at 5 o'clock over on BBC Two. That's one way you can relax this evening. And that's especially if you do have a very long run ahead of you tomorrow.
.1 miles across the north. Running for charity, for fun, and for greatness. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. It's a proper great time at the Great North Run. Live tomorrow at 10 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Yeah, if you are running tomorrow, good luck to you. Well done, you. Right then, let's go and join Elma. She's got some company.
Ella Verva's scrum half in the squad, and she's been in camp with all of the Red Roses for the last 6 weeks. Now we're surrounded by the energy and the vibe here in Gloucester. The fans have just been phenomenal, haven't they?
Yeah, they always are at Gloucester. I think it's for both teams, like home and away, it's an amazing energy coming with the fans, bringing so much kind of the vibe and the passion. But yeah, for an away team, it's definitely a bit of a hostile environment.
And a few of the jeers there from the shed. For people who don't watch a lot of rugby, tell us about the shed.
It's famous in rugby. I think anyone on that side of the pitch is dreading it from the off, and I know a few wingers that have had to swap sides of the pitch before the game and absolutely dreading it. So yeah, they're not even.
And then the other thing that is definitely an important topic that we need to discuss is you in doing your modelling over the week. Well, we just saw the announcement of that exclusive partnership for the Red Roses and your formal wear brand.
Yeah, no, very exciting. Definitely out of my comfort zone, the modelling side of things. But yeah, it's a super exciting partnership. Yeah, really looking forward to see what they can bring.
Thank you so much for chatting to us, Ella. Enjoy the second half. How many more tries do you want to see?
I want to see at least a couple from Abby Dow. She's had some difficult ball on the wing, but every time she gets the ball, she makes so much gain line. So I really want to see her get a try.
Here we go. Abby, wow.
Oh, the Red Roses, they're getting quite greedy, aren't they? They want to see more tries. The crowd here, they want to see more tries as well. How do they get them there? How do they get that go forward?
I think it's that they're moving the ball really well. I think they just need to punch up just a little bit more. I think historically we as a team have been criticised quite a lot by being a bit boring, I think is kind of the term that's attached to it. And I think as a result we kind of try and move so far away from that we forget that we actually sometimes just need to punch it up, do the more boring stuff to conserve that space out wide. So I think that just tighten up a fraction, go through, and then we'll find space out wide.
19-0, it seems pretty comfortable, but as we know, this French side, never say die attitude, and their bench, so dangerous. But have they left it too late to get their weapons on?
That's always a question with France, have they left it too late? Bourdin Saint-Sus and Vernier are on the bench, but they actually haven't come off, so I just saw them run out. So it'll be interesting to see when their coaches choose to play them. I reckon on the 60th minute, but that's when they really will step up the intensity. But the question is, have they left it late? I don't know. But at the same time, as long as they increase their intensity, build that momentum, and really put England under pressure.
Have you seen that pressure at all? Little moments of it?
In patches, and then all of a sudden they give away the ball, and then they bring England back into the game. So what I'd love to see in the second half is just France sort of be clinical, don't take any risks, but at the same time don't let England play some good ball, put pressure on them.
They will want to get some points on the board. Can they do it? We're ready for the second half. Back we go and join Kat Merchant and Andrew Cotter.
Thank you. Yes, England expect a few more tries in the second half, but I think France as well know that they can offer something here. They are still the fourth best ranked side in the world. They have pushed England close, even though they have lost the last 13 against England. A lot of those matches were by 10 points or fewer. So we talk about the threats they have on the bench as well to come on in this second half. But I think both sides as well will be looking to tighten and tidy things up. Again, this is the start of a process which will lead to the World Cup in a year's time. WXV ramps it up a little bit more, then more still to the Six Nations. And then can England, the world's #1 ranked side at the moment, get their hands on the World Cup? So often New Zealand, as it was last time, have got the better of them. France forever seem to be semi-finalists. So Kildun and Hunt, no changes to the sides at half-time.
Yes!
Richardson just prods that away. And here is Twee, has a no-look pass, a risky one. And it only goes to Jess Breach, and France not rolling away. So penalty advantage to England. Free attack here for Zoe Aldcroft. There's Aitchison, again still playing with that advantage. And they will come back for that now.
Advantage.
Yeah, they thought they were through there and on it, but playing with the penalty advantage, they're going to come back for that, for not rolling away. I was hoping for a slightly less scrappy start than the first half, but
our hopes have been dashed.
Yes, they have been dashed, sadly, very early on. Just, yeah, loose, no-look pass, and then England will just dive on it.
So Holly Aitchison is quite ambitious with a kick, and it's rewarded. Not a 10-metre line out.
Yeah, lovely nudge there. Calm, composed, got her team really good territory.
Yeah, England on a long run of victories now, going back to that defeat in the World Cup final in 2022 against New Zealand. Here comes the maul again. The crowd urging them on as they move as one big white mass towards the line. Try given. Simple. Marley Packer, it has to be again. Oh, is it Talling instead? I'm sorry, Tim Owen-Talling. I thought I'm so used to seeing Marley Packer emerging with the ball.
Yeah, so Talling is the one to get it over, but so often it is Marley Packer who gets over there. But we've got to look at that from an England perspective. They've got to be so happy. Their driven line-out mauls are the best in the world, without a doubt. They get set nice and early. They've got great arrows from Amy Cocaine. And then I feel like France could have double the amount of players in there and England would still score it. They are that good at this.
Yeah, it's not just a question of power, it's the technique as well, and you practice it time and time again. And again, it seems almost impossible to defend against. What a kick that is, with a conversion as well from near enough on the touchline. Holly Aitchison finding a mark. And that's encouraging as well, because I think she was down at 60% throughout the Six Nations.
Yeah, that was one of the questions over her as a starting 10, because Zoe Harrison does have such a good boot, but she's obviously been putting the work in, making fantastic kicks like that from out wide as well. And especially when you have such a dangerous back three like England does, the likelihood is there's going to be tries in the corner as well, so important to practice that skill set.
Well, if they gave bonus points in friendlies, England would be there now, but well, let's just get the bonus point.
Yeah, who knows? We're in charge. We've got the mics. Get a bonus point.
In an imaginary table. Yeah. Actually, New Zealand, of course, to come at Twickenham, or what once was Twickenham. Oh, Roland with the break, and then it's a slightly over-ambitious offload. And France get the penalty.
Yeah, they've been unlucky not to get a few more turnovers, I feel. I think they've been over the ball and not been rewarded for it, but that one, rightly so. And beautiful line break from Roland. She's got that pace where she can just go, but the offloads that needed work. It's got to be a lot higher. So here's the use of the ball, great footwork, and then just that one hand and it goes down. Offloads need to be able to lift to give players time to hit onto them.
Well, it was an acrobatic effort by Ellie Kildun to keep that ball in play from the penalty touch finder, but Emily Boula actually found a very good touch. So Agathe Souchat, French hooker, who will be her target. Brought down nicely by Feliu.
It's dropped backward.
Drop backwards, so still with France. And Souchat with a dummy and through. I got Souchat for the try. Finally, France have something here at Kingsholm. It was simple enough at the end. It was really brilliant from Souchat.
I'm happy she's dropped it all backward. It hasn't touched another hand.
So try is given. It all went backwards, says the referee. She was able to regather. Great skill from the hooker.
Absolutely. I really want to see that again as well, to see that defensive gap from England off the back of the line out. So it comes down, it's gone backwards, no one touches it. So Souchat able to scoop it up, and then there we go. Actually, it's just a overchase there from Cocaine, bought the dummy a little bit, goes outside, and then Souchat, being good runner that she is, nice and fast as well. She's happy to snipe and go through that gap, so a good spot from her.
They got the better there in the war of the hookers. Cocaine just threw her head back in frustration. She knew she'd overcommitted. Twee. This little stab through the post. So 7 points for France, and they'll give her something and give France something to build on in the second half.
Yeah, and I think it's important as well for them to get that score, because they've been painfully close on the intercept earlier. They're only 2 meters away. They've had a couple of line breaks into there, and they've put that pressure on, and it's not been converted into points. So that score is really important for them, for their confidence. It's not going to affect the result today, but actually just getting that in there early is important into this second half. And as we keep mentioning it, but I cannot stress enough how good Vernier and Bourdon Sansus are. They are incredible players, and they will make a difference when they come on.
Taken at the restart by Emmeline Gros, the open side flanker. And Chambon gives it to Thuy. Oh. There's a great chase by Mo Hunt. And then was that accidental offside? No, just a knock-on given.
Understand, it's just reactionary. I'm happy it's just incidental.
Just reactionary. Well, sometimes
no, for me, it's
just reactionary is penalised.
Yes, yeah, often it can be. You know, you look in the, it's a few years ago now, but Scotland men, it happened to them. I'm sorry to bring it up, but it happened to them, didn't it, in World Cup? And
it certainly did.
Yeah, so it's one of those which is a harsh penalty, I feel, but is often given as one.
Thank you for bringing up the deeply repressed memories.
It's the one that came to mind.
Yes. Scrum to England. A decent blindside here as well for Jess Breach is waiting, but England go open and Aitchison. And the chase is on. Ellie Kildunn, will it bounce for her? Not quite. Anybody's to claim now. Kildunn has it. Nope. Thrown back by Chambon. Got some good power in the scrum half. Aitchison flings it out wide. There is Breach now, trying to stand up the defender and pass and through, and scoring again, Jess Breach.
That's a good finish from Breach there, because actually not a lot of room. Banet's a good tackler normally, and I'd back her in those situations to make that one-on-one tackle, but Breach does well enough to get away from her and light on her toes to score, so a good finish there from Breach.
42 tries now from 39 caps. It gets better and better.
So there's the kick over, which we've not seen that much of, and it doesn't bounce kindly, but England do get it back. Kildunn fights for it, go to ground as well, and then nice hands out the back. Beautiful pass there as well from Aitchison, and then yeah, just that tackle, which normally I would back Banet to make, just doesn't make it.
Well, this is just about as hard a kick as she has faced. This would just drag slightly, similar to one of the misses she had, well, the only miss she's had so far before that one in this game, in the first half. But Jess Breach, another try, and England reassert their authority.
Yeah, they're just showing that they can, the thing is that they're showing they can score off of driven line-outs, they can score out wide, they can burst through the middle. They really are showing their repertoire of what they can do.
There's a new player to take note of, Hina Ikahegi coming on for Madusu Fall. So first of what we expect to be a good few changes over the next 10 or 15 minutes. Maud Muir, one route from Muir, straight through Sosha there. Well, Hookert as well to just avoid being roadkill in the way. A spill by Aitchison, was already anticipating the hit by Escudero. Conde gives it on to Banet. England holding up the player, but they're told to release as the tackle is made.
Advantage over.
And Banet still going somehow. There is Romain Ménager. And a good carry through the middle by Filiu, but then spilled, and England with a chance to counter again. Maud Muir once more. Maud Muir on the rampage. Tatiana Herd. Kildunn hits the line at pace. Scooped up well, and England opportunity again, and the charge from Feonati this time. Good hands keep it alive, and then French hands come in, but it went backwards, and France able to steal that one, and Boulard came in to play scrum half. Fionati's had a couple of good breaks now. Chambon back to Thuy. She sits up nicely for Kildun. Bit of excitement when Ellie Kildun gets the ball. Well taken down though by Emily Boulard. Here is Hannah Botterman. Anything Muir can do, Botterman can match. And Tatjana Herd again. Flat pass. Penalty now to England. Quickly taken by Hunt. And were France 10 there as Hunt is heaved into touch.
I think that's what they're just talking to linesman for.
Mark is up there, it's 10 meters.
Happy it's 10.
It's happy, it was
Time off.
close, but a referee happy.
1,
Hunt
2, and 3
not so.
sets.
So here we are, lots of subs. So we've got 5 replacements coming on, 2 for France and 3 for England. England changing their entire front row. So Lark Atkin-Davis comes on at hooker, Mackenzie Carson is there, Sarah Byrne is back, Occo Cocaine and Botterman and Maud Muir.
I mean, they've put in a shift today, haven't they? The 3 of them have worked so hard. You know, the amount of defenders, as you described them as roadkill, just been left in their wake. I just think, yeah, they've been absolutely destructive.
But you bring on Sarah Byrne and Atkin-Davis as well, and Mackenzie Carson, you know, that's a little bit like this Springbok men bringing on their bomb squad. You know, it's a very, very powerful front row to come on.
Absolutely, no respite for France front row.
See, Bourdon Sansu is on at scrum half for France. Tatjana Herd, though, with ball for England. Good hand-off on Gabrielle Vernier, is on as well. No, getting ahead of myself. Bourdon Sansu. Yes, it was Vernier who's on. So Vernier and Bourdon Sansu are both on. Again, very good players that Kat's been talking about to come off the bench for France. Not big players, mind you.
No, Vernier's strong, though. Really, really strong for her stature.
Here come this fresh legs in the front row for England, and they're turning on the power now, moving up to within 15-20 metres. Oh, and the interception taken easily read by Ménager. Couldn't quite get free. And there is Bourdon Sansu. That end-over-end kick has worked so well.
Yeah, and it's what she's, you know, a very experienced player. She knows when to have a go. She knows when to actually, okay, we're under pressure here, let's relieve that pressure, which I don't think France have done well enough in the first half. They built pressure instead of getting rid of it. So that was a nice long kick there, good nudge, and now they've just got to put a big defence in.
Yeah, and our partner is Laura Sansu, who retired after the game against England a couple of years ago, got a bad injury, an ACL injury. Both played for Toulouse, both played scrum half, both played for France.
Yeah, I'm not sure I could do it. Like, competitive with your partner of who gets picked, but works for them obviously as they're married now.
Club and country. Yeah. Laura Sansu now retired after that game. So here's Paula Bourdon Sansu, and Thuy still on the field, and that's a better kick from the fly half.
Yeah, again, tactically, just nice. It just seems like they maybe have a word, that a couple of just relieving pressure moments.
Blue, you have
England
to make sure
have made
retreating, okay?
England have made errors. They've given intercepts, they've dropped balls. So actually, by kicking it deep, almost then put pressure on, because England, yes, they're dangerous, but put the pressure on and they might make those mistakes.
Well, mistake at the line out, and suddenly through goes Sosha. Another opportunity, Vernier. Conde, that wasn't a pleasant pass for her to take, with England coming forward, and Tatjana Herd again, so busy. The inside centre. Conde tries to gather the loose ball, but the first knock-on was by France, and England will have that scrum.
So aside from the yellow, I think Sosha has been very on it today. I think that was a great, obviously she scored just kind of 5-10 minutes ago, but that line break there really important, and then that just not, I think I like that pass. I think that was a flat pass to hit onto. I think Condé was in two minds of whether to carry or whether to make that pass. Actually, just do that slight out to inline and cut through. Be braver. Don't be scared of the contact.
Yeah, outside centre is such a pivotal position.
Just stay that side, please.
Again, defence and attack. Condé is a talented player, but just a couple of times today, perhaps, has been caught in two minds.
Yeah, I thought they might move Marine Ménager out to 13 when they brought Vernier on and take Condé off, was what I thought might happen, but they've shifted it another direction.
Neither side of that scrum giving any quarter. Breach, in-field ball, and an opportunity now for England again, but as Feonati is charging forward, there's a bit of sit-down from Emmeline Gross, the flanker, and then she's sent touchwards.
Yeah, I think Natasha Hunt got herself nice and low there and set, but there's no stop and grow when she gets going. She's very, very strong. So here's that back play. It's lateral, isn't it? Let's call that lateral. Some good running off it. But England are trying things. You don't often see that.
A little bit loose off the line out, but now moved well. Again, that's strength by Tatiana Hare, just able to stand up in the challenge and at least keep that ball alive.
Yeah, she's been integral at when they're carrying or when they're getting it wide. Like, she's been a real key link player.
Over.
The front row claps for it, and then it's moved from Kildun now. Bit of space, and inside on the scissor move comes Dow. Set back by Aitchison, and then Hunt gets them moving again. Once more the replacements going well. Mackenzie Carson with a carry. Tatiana Hare had to take that high ball, took the hit, got the ball away well. Now it's moved by Rowland to Kildun again. Breach is there, just gathers with one hand and comes infield. Hare calling for it again. Wheeling around to come now Sarah Byrne. All that experience, all that strength.
Ball is there. The 9 is here to play it. Use.
Atkin Davis calling and receiving. Tatiana Hare again, little loop around by Aitchison, out wide it goes. Kildun takes it. I think it was meant for Breach. Breach eventually gets it, but taken into touch.
Yeah, good cover defence there, you know, and Banet is known for her defence. She'll have been really mad with herself at letting Breach go round her on that one-on-one, so there's no way she was letting it happen again. She was tracking, she was hot on it and making sure. So as this goes across, so Aitchison's done some nice work, some nice long passes.
So now it's France changing their front row in its entirety. Well, it's a return to the field for Bigot, the hooker, but also coming on Mwayembe and Bernardou. So there is Kalfawi going off, but also England making a change, and that's why there is the noise around Kingston, because Mo Hunt is off, and on comes Lucy Packer. There is Packer, not related to Marley. It gets her 22nd cap, actually from Ammanford in Carmarthenshire. Famous club, Amman United, with Shane Williams came through there, so too Lucy Packer. And she's calling for a bit more defensive support on that blind side. And Twee still in the field, just gets it over the head of Jess Breach, and Kildun now. Oh, and Kildun's just given it away to Condé. Condé now, will she have the pace? I don't think she does. Does she have support now? Now it arrives, but off I think it was a shin, then a hand. Surely no still, off the leg, says the referee. So carried on by Bunny. And there's the replacement prop forward, Mayembe. She's wearing number 16, but she's most certainly the replacement prop forward. There is a knock-on eventually, but, well, talk us through that passage of play, Kat.
Well, I was just thinking about the fact that there's been, what, 4 intercepts now that England have given, so they're really trying to play that flat game, but it's not like the defence has either been reading it particularly well. I think it's just gifting it. Oh, actually, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll take that back. She was stood in the wrong place there.
From there, just a couple of mistakes. And the first knock-on was by France, so Lucy Packer will feed this defensive England scrum. Oh, really is under pressure there. Now France are marching them backwards and looking for the penalty. And they get the penalty, they get the try. Over they go. France have their second try. And I think it's Romain Ménager.
I mean, that is such a win for France to be able to do that to any pack, but to be able to do this to, you know, the England pack, which is strong. They're a heavy pack. England are big girls. They're not small. They're strong players. So for France to just get that moving so well, and then the ability to keep the control of the ball with the feet, and then Ménager to get it over there. Great finish.
Well, just thinking about the two front rows that have been changed on both sides there and what they'll be feeling at the moment respectively, because France just walked England back there to their own line. Second try for France and a chance for Lina Thuy to add the extra 2 points.
Yeah, to turn over a try there, like by driving it backwards, you know, as if it's your own ball and you're driving it over to score. Like, that is a huge show of what France can do.
And that's what France are looking for today. I don't think they expect the victory here now. It would take something of a miraculous comeback, but they're looking for things on which to build. Very encouraging signs, and there are some of those.
Yeah, definitely. So that set piece there has shown what they can do. I think Chambon, has been very good at 9 for them. I think she's been like a little star. Like, she's been all over the place, been doing line breaks, she's been spotting things. I think she's a good spot as well.
Well, we've said the name of Tatjana Herd plenty of times during this game. She has taken her leave now. Replaced in midfield.
Yes!
So I'm just looking to see if see who came on. Zoe Harrison, have they shifted things around in the back line?
It's Scarrett. You can see those
Emily
knee
Scarrett,
pads
course,
from anywhere.
There we are. Tall figure of Emily Scarrett. 112 cap today, Emily Scarrett. Yeah, so...
Guys, your mark is going to be at the edge of the 5 and 15-yard lines, the horizontal lines, so you're a little bit far forward.
There was a mistake in clearance from France, and
you're going to use the tip end of that line.
And England have the line out. That was the TMO Andrew Menemy coming in and just calling them back a little bit. Knock on by England.
And this is what you were saying about, you know, I think with their team selection and coming over here and their history of playing, they weren't expecting to win, but moments like that are important.
Right, let's go down pitch side again to Alma Schmidt.
I've got England defence coach Sarah Hunter with me. Sarah Hunter, who is not going to Canada. We've talked about this. Sarah, France, 2 tries in the second half. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, you know, they're a great side, so we knew that pressure would come, and probably just need to tidy up those areas around sort of set piece in terms of just like lapses of concentration more than actually like them earning and building pressure on us. So yeah, nothing that we didn't expect. We'll fix it, and yeah, I'm sure we'll like we say, we're back now and they're half applying pressure on them.
Before the match, I spoke to John Mitchell about the 6-2 bench and what you guys anticipated to see from France in the second half. Is this what you're seeing?
Yeah, you know, when you go a 6-2 split, you know that they're going to keep pressurising you in that forward pack, but we have every confidence and faith in our forwards and the way we've trained throughout pre-season that they'll match it.
Now, if we don't see you again next week, good luck with the baby's arrival, and thank you so much for chatting to us.
Thanks very much, Alma.
Thank you, Alma. Thank you, Sarah Hunter. Yeah, absolutely. 141 caps, England's most capped player, and baby on the way. It says next month, but I mean, honestly, well, just the stress of watching a rugby match, I'm not sure.
Yeah, could be earlier, exactly. Well, she's apparently been running around in training when she's coaching, like joining in, and they were like, no, that's enough now.
Oh, that's a good penalty to win, but also a good kick, guarantees the 5-metre line out. So 15 minutes to go in this match, and England surely heading for victory.
That corner decision would be helpful.
But can they find another try or two here? Now Packer does have that on the flank, and the drive towards that line. Down it goes, just short. Advantage though to England.
Advantage, get that number. Thank you.
And they're going to have a chat after this as well. And there is Emily Scarlett. Still just short. In goes Lucy Packer. Feeds those forwards again. Still just a couple of meters from that French line. Packer looking right, now going left to Marley Packer. And the captain sets it back. And Packer, the scrum half, gives it on. And Alex Matthews, is she there? Not quite. Packer is, though. Lucy Packer in for the try. As all good scrum halves will do. Just aware when there's a bit of space, you don't have to feed, so you just go yourself.
Yeah, a really good spot there. Just seen a little gap, went through. Great defence to stop Alex Matthews there, because she is a strong runner. So great spot off the back of that to just snipe, get her try. This will be a great angle to see it from. So sets her up first. Good carry initially from Marley Packer, but then really good defence. Takes 3 French defenders to scoop under, and then just missed it. But then Packer scoots around the corner to score. Lucy Packer, that is.
Once again, Aitchison with the conversion from Lucy Packer's try. And she recognised that Manon Bigot had rather committed herself. And Marley Packer, the captain, is off. And Poppy Cleal comes on.
That was a fantastic take there from Vernier. Absolutely beautiful off the kickoff, giving France that possession that they really want to have now to play with.
Zoe Aldcroft has taken on the captaincy duties. No way through there for Bourdon-Sansu. England try and hold up, and they may get the scrum here. No, France come away with it. And Twee gives it on to the skipper, Mané Feleau.
Not played.
Bourdon-Sansu complaining. Scrum halves often do. Ball comes back to Jacquet. Had a little juggle and fends off well. And fends no more as she's taken down by Fearnati.
Ball is available.
Fearnati looks in discomfort there.
She does, look in pain.
That's Moyembe who carries off. Fearnati is going to require some treatment. Well, she's trying to hurple back into position, but she's done herself a mischief there, Maddie Fearnati. That does not look good. Carried by Bigot. So England down a player just now. You'll see Fearnati in a moment. And a kick out on the full. Oh, wasteful by France.
Yeah, just one of those, just they look like they've lost what to do, so then they're just like, oh, I'll kick it. Like their decision-making process at times has seemed very random and not as structured as England's. England are trying different things, but they're clear when they do it. But
I mean, that looks more cramp related than anything else.
I thought it was cramp, because when he came in straight away and helped her to stretch it, it looked like it was calf. But interesting that it was on the floor. It was a sudden, she really did. But she's put a shift in. She's covered a lot of ground. First start for her, and she's done very well. Great line breaks, good handling, good footwork. So yeah, she's cramping up. I'm not too surprised.
Unless it's a really controversial ankle treatment.
No, just stretch it.
Yeah, just stretch it off. No, it's, well, that is good news that it is just cramp. Again, it is reasonably warm today, and not a breath of wind. So, and as Kat was saying, she has put in a shift.
She has, yeah. Normally they bring on that like horrid pickle juice, don't they, for cramp? They make you shot that, but no pickle juice. Just stretch it off.
Have we reached saturation levels on Sweet Caroline yet? I think we probably have.
Oh yeah, a long time ago, I feel.
Long time ago.
For me, yeah.
Neil and his bank account will say otherwise.
Yeah, keep it coming.
Elmer Rowland to get back in the line so he can fade out Neil.
Yeah, just on the
Gentle fade. Let him go.
Make sure we're back up. Okay.
And he's gone.
Time back on.
Right, ready to go again. Lark Atkin-Davis, the Bristol Bears hooker. Just a little bit too much on juice in the throw, and Bigot, the French hooker, and there's not much of her, but she punches above her weight. Bourdon Sansu gives it on to Ikahihegi. And Twee still in the field at fly half. Looks like she might play the full 80. Now the carry by Manae Feliu.
That's all back.
Her younger sister Tiani Feliu still waiting on the bench. Good hands this time by Condé, and opportunity again for France as Ménager gives it on to Bourdon Sansu, and she's clean through. What a try that is by France.
I knew she'd do it. I knew coming on. She's famous for scoring against England. She's like, she just finds the gap. She knows. Great support play as well on there, because I did wonder actually if France should have just taken the outside, but they chose to step in, and the looping play around it and support, really great work there. So there we go, that step in from Ménager, and then the support play to support from Bourdon Sansu. Good quick hands as well, isn't it, to get it wide in the first place, and then linking round and beating defenders for fun on the way there.
There's that pace off the mark, that acceleration. Another try for France that gives another opportunity for Lina Twee.
Cat, all good for me.
Ooh, it wasn't the prettiest kick, didn't get there. But another try. Kat says she's got a great try-scoring record. In particular, seems to find them against England.
She does. She causes us some problems, but it's just some players have that like fight to just find the try line, and she's one of those from 9. She is still that feisty finisher.
So into the final 10 minutes in this this friendly match between England and France. Again, England will play New Zealand. And next week at Twickenham, still Twickenham for now, I think. And for some people, it will forever be Twickenham, but it's the big renaming game next week. And France are down as a player receiving treatment over there. That one doesn't look good. Ellie Kildan having a wrestle with Manon Bigot. And honours even.
TMO check.
So they're having a TMO check, and that might be, I think, foul play by White. Foul play by England is the check, and they're just going to stop and have a look at this now. And I wonder if that is why Bernadou is down injured.
Clara, can you keep that mark where that injured player is? That's where the mark is.
Time off.
I think it's Rose Bernadou, a replacement prop forward in the farce. Yes, it is. So once more, coming forward to the big screen to have a look at this.
Okay, I'm just going to tee up the angles for you just now. We're looking at the actions of White 17 and the clear out at the breakdown. Okay.
So looking at Mackenzie Carson in the clear out, number 17 here.
So she's arriving at the ruck, pretty stationary to start with. Okay, so it's where her head makes contact. So she's appeared to go lower initially. It looks like she's gone chest, but it's just whether it brushes on the way in that we need to have a look at, because they're very hot on this and protecting the player on the clear out.
Yeah, it's Rose Bernadou, her head is down, but she obviously has felt that.
Yeah, it's difficult to see what the first contact with, because it looks like it goes, but this won't be the angle to see it, I don't think, because she's gone under it, but then afterwards Bernadou pops up and then touches face.
This will be your best angle, Kat.
So hopefully this one will be the best angle for us to see. It just depends if Lark gets in the way of it, but there we go, underneath. I think it's underneath.
Yeah, and certainly contact has been made with the head, the face of Rose Bernadou, but is it... I mean, she has gone in low there, Mackenzie Carson, but...
Yeah, she's gone in low and under. There's no head contact, and she doesn't...
I just have her going in, and it's just, to me, instead of contact with the upper back, to me, it's not foul play.
Okay,
I
there we go.
I'm not seeing a shoulder on head, I'm not seeing a head on.
Yeah, that's exactly what Kat Roche, the referee, is saying. You see Mackenzie Carson going in underneath, and then she says it's the upper back making contact.
There is shoulder contact to the head.
Okay. Different view from Andrew McMenemy, TMO, who says there's a bit of shoulder contact.
I'm sorry, that's legal to me. It's a legal clear out, and it's just upper back on head. But I don't see what else you can do.
Here we go.
So the referee, Kat Roche, saying, no, I see it slightly differently.
Yeah.
Good, strong refereeing.
And that's the objective. They want referees to be stronger in their convictions.
I say strong refereeing. It's strong from the team because it's just a discussion.
Yeah.
Upper back has made incidental contact, but for me, it's not foul play. So it's just a scrum.
Yeah. When I was looking at it, that's what I was like, I cannot see how. Like, she's gone low, she's got underneath her, hasn't led with head or reckless shoulder. So that's what referees are looking for. So agree with that call.
Time.
And
Sorry, white 10.
I think most importantly, Rose Bernadou is fine. Now, change, here we are. So Zoe Harrison's coming on. This is her 50th cap coming on. Holly Aitchison is off. Zoe Harrison comes on. Good game for Holly Aitchison. Good kicking in there as well from the tee. A couple of missed ones, but from right out on the touchline.
Yeah, very, very solid. And more than solid, really, because what she does is very understated. She does those lovely flat passes out to people that can hit on, and she allows the flow of the game that she has done today.
Now, can England find a more solid scrum here? It's better, told to use it. Lucy Packer shifts it now. Scarrett. Ooh, and Roland feeling that one there, but not beyond the horizontal. Perfectly fair tackle, says the referee. Kildun now being flung back.
That was Vernier. Told you she was strong.
Yeah, she packs a lot of strength into that. It's on a shorter frame. Lots of applauding coming in from the French player. That's from Bourdon Sonsu. And there is the turnover. And there is the captain, Mané Feliu, ready to shift it. Her sister alongside her now. Vernier is the link. Yes, that was Tiani Feliu on the ground.
Play on, hold backward.
Condé sets it. And there is Bernadou. Ikahihege. Ooh, and that's a pile driver from Poppy Cleal. Very experienced Saracen. Back row, does her bit. Oh, and the bounce of the ball is unkind to England and unkind to Jess Breach there. Worked very well for France.
Oh, I mean, it's in front of this one too.
France will be happy with that.
It's gone dead?
So I think they just want to check if that was touched before it went out.
Touched it, so it's a white line out then.
Deemed for Breach not to have touched it. Looked like she did from our angle here. But touch judge is right in line with it.
White take it into touch.
Ah, no, TMO's coming in saying...
Players in field, takes it into touch.
White has touched it before it's gone dead. It is a blue line out.
So TMO steps in, so it's actually a French ball.
White's touched it before it's gone dead. Blue line.
Let's have a look at it. Here we go.
Yes, so the bounce, as you said, was a bit of a cruel bounce for England, and then Jess Breach getting the she gets those fingertips to it, touches it, and it goes out. So, right call, France. Line out.
Manon Bigot, overthrow beyond everybody's outstretched fingers. And then the pick up by Cleal.
Stolen by Vernier, though.
Good. Backward.
I told you how strong Vernier was. You would not listen.
I wouldn't. Just kept saying she was small.
Bernadou. France finishing the game well. Again, state the difference that Bourdon, Sansu and Vernier have made, but they do seem to have had an impact. Sometimes it's a little bit of an illusion with the game breaking up. Scarrett now moves it on, and there is Roland. And Ellie Kildun with Abby Dow outside, and the pass just doesn't quite go to hand.
I'll tell you what, Abby Dow's had a few of those today, bless her. She's had some...
And just like Ellie Kildun is clutching that knee.
Yes, blue scrum.
Oh no, that's not what England want to see, or anybody. Hopefully they get to her
we can bring water
quickly.
on if you'd like.
I was in the challenge there, I didn't quite see it now. Hang on a second, it might not, wow, speculating, it might not be serious. If our players are clutching their knee, you do worry when we talk about how big a year it is. You get WXV, Six Nations, World Cup, under a year away, so let us just hope.
Yeah, you want those to be like those contact injuries, so banging your knee on the ground, yeah, fine. You don't want any twisting. That did look like quite a straight line tackle, so hopefully she's all right. She's sat up now, which is good, and yeah, gives chance for England to compose themselves and get ready to play the game out.
Now, attendance over 7,000 outside Kingsholm today, and they're cheering for Ellie Kildun getting back to her feet. Yeah, it doesn't, again, no wish to speculate, but it doesn't look as bad as the first year. She's able to jump up and down on it, which is always a good sign.
Yeah, I think if you're hopping, your knee's all right. So, yeah, good. They'll wrap her up. There's no point playing those 5 minutes in a friendly. You want to just make sure she's all right.
Are we replacing her, or is she just getting treatment on the side?
They may not replace her now with 5 minutes to go in the game one, although I think, because it's still got
as long as she stays off.
See, sometimes we
play
replacements.
down man while she's getting that treatment.
So she's going to get some treatment, and they can play with 14.
Sweet.
Moving well enough. She wants to take her place back on the pitch. And again, she would not risk aggravating anything, although sometimes players need to be saved from themselves. They want to play on, of course. Just a few minutes remaining here at Kingsholm.
Bind. Set.
So Pauline Bourdon Sansu this time. England give the French scrum the treatment and get the penalty. There we are, 1-1, I think, for the replacement front rowers.
Yeah, I think they'll have wanted to work on that because they were embarrassed earlier, really, because any team getting driven off your own scrum ball turnover and scored against, that's a big, puts a big question on your ability as a pack. So for them to come back and dominate the scrum, I think is really important for England's confidence. Not that they lack in confidence, but just for them in that scrum in particular.
French sound around Kingsholm with a trill, but England with the ball and with an opportunity. Scarrett into the final 4 minutes here. A bit of a juggle, and picked up by Lily Ives Campion, I think, is on the field, making her debut. There she is, number 19. A Loughborough Lightning player, former under-20s captain, 20-year-old making her debut today. And enjoying these final moments on the Kingsholm pitch, but looking for another England try here. And there's a carry by Morena Talling, the Sail Shark. Once more to the forwards, driving for that line. Is the ball down? No, you can see it just being held up. And so there'll be a goal line dropout.
Yeah, Byrne got turned onto her back there, so couldn't possibly get that ball down. So France did very well because so often Byrne scores those ones.
Time off. We've got blood, so doctor on, time off.
Well, having a little bit of treatment again to another player. Morwenna Talling is down, one of the try scorers. I think it's time for us to do player of the match, Kat.
Yeah, I think good timing for it. I think that it's been a funny game, hasn't it? Because a lot of players have done really well, put in good performances, done a shift, done some good carries. But for me, the player that stood out and has held it all together is Tatiana Hurd. I feel that she did some fantastic plays today, some good carries, some nice flat passes. Was she surprised or was she just squirted with water by Bottomman there? Because, yeah, I think she's a very strong player. Very young, a lot of potential as well for future.
Yeah, had to be Hannah Bottomman squeezing the water into Tatiana Hurd.
Chatterbots.
Chatterbot. Oh dear, chatbot.
There you go.
Right, okay, we've come up with something today anyway. Here we are, England coming again in the final moments.
Away now! No hands!
Packer has scored one of the tries, Lucy Packer. Looking for that ball again. Oh, and then the spill went backwards though, and Lucy Packer has it once more. So Atkin Davis and Byrne go in. It's the replacement hooker Atkin Davis who carries. Looking to breach that French line one more time. Still the forwards doing all the hard work here, and now the carry by Poppy Cleal, not quite there, short. The referee says tackler, roll away. And they do go again, and Lark Atkin Davis is there, but again, still short. This time, do they have it? I think they do. Short again. Bigo is short of a shirt. And there is the ball one more time for England into the final minute here. The drive still short, still held up. And again, driving over this time, no, just repelled that constant cry of short, and the ball is there again. Lily Ives Campion getting in there. And Byrne into Bigo. Time and time again, this French defence is holding them short, and then the drive, and the dive by Packer knocked on. With seconds remaining. And look at Bourdon Sonsu, who's thinking about going the length of the pitch.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past France to do something like that in the last dying seconds of the game.
Just go for distance here from Tweet, but England will have the final say, and Kildunn still fit and still running. Good hands by Mackenzie Carson, the replacement prop. Oh, penalty advantage, so England will have more play. Kildunn, they might just want that penalty to see if they can stick it in the corner and maul their way to the line. Carried on now by Talling, and everybody getting involved for England in this final passage of play. Are they still playing advantage? Yes, they are.
Just going backward, coming back to the advantage.
You can see how this plays out here, Kat. This is surely you just say, right, corner, line out, maul, good night.
You'd imagine so, but then I'd sort of, yeah, no, it's the right call, it's the right thing to do. You've got to think about what you would do in a World Cup final, practice there, but also sometimes it's a friendly, you're winning by loads, just tap, have a go.
I would like to see that, because they know that they can do this, they know that they can maul, but you might as well try something different. But, you know, when you got a maul, you got a maul.
Yeah, spoken by a winger here, so you're probably talking to the wrong person about definitely kick for the corner in a friendly, winning by 20. But yeah, no, tap and go.
Right, here we go. Lark Atkin Davis, unchallenged by France because they're looking to set their defence, but it won't be the maul now, it'll be Cleal moving it and Scarrett. And Packer comes in, and England looking for one more. The clock long since red. And the ball's out, and it's out for France. Now, will they just send this out, or will they try something? They've got to just try. Why not?
Tackle release!
And body's getting tired. Gaps might appear. And Twee, well, the ball was meant for a winger, but out it goes, and it's over. And England will have the victory.
Yeah, an impressive performance by England. Lots of different things tried. That, you know, they went through their whole repertoire of what they could do. We saw driven line-out tries. We saw tries out wide. They put in a very good performance where they are clearly trying new things. France, on the other hand, they were brave but not clinical enough, but they have at least blooded their young players.
Well, the scoreline was similar to that at the end of the Six Nations in that rather bigger match, a Grand Slam decider. It was 42-21 then in Bordeaux. Here at Gloucester, it is 6 tries to England, it is 3 to France, it is 38 points to 19. It is victory for England, and they move on to the challenge at Twickenham next week of New Zealand. But France seen off here, and England move on.
They do indeed go again next week. They will face New Zealand at Twickenham, that one, and you can join us for that one on BBC One, and also later today, if you want some more live sport, well, we have live Rugby League, Super League for you in Salford against Catalan Dragons. That's at 5 p.m. over on BBC Two. It's busy as always here with the live sport, but let's concentrate on the 80 minutes that we've just seen from England. Comprehensive, are we going to go that far, Maggie?
Yeah, I'm going to just say, job done. Look, it's the first game after what has been a tough pre-season for them. They've been 5 weeks in camp. It was going to be rusty. It wasn't going to be their normal standard. But England should be still pretty pleased with that. They've scored the tries. They've put pressure on France. The French have provided a bit of competition. You know, 2 tries, which were very good 2 tries. But England should be really happy with that. I mean, the key thing now is to build on that, and the next big game is New Zealand.
Yeah, we've had plenty of tries, haven't we, in that match? 9 in all, I think. Let's look at some in that second half. Jess Breach. Now, there is some skill going on with this try, because she hasn't got much room at all, has she, here? She does very well.
Yeah, she does incredibly well. It all comes from this little chip over the top by Holly. And what I love about it is that you've got 3 chasers. So normally you might just have just 2 centres, but Ellie joins that chase. It makes it a fight where the ball lands. And then this launch of a pass from Holly Aitchison just gives it to Jess and says, go on, have a go in a 5-metre channel, one-on-one. And that's what I love. You know, they're backing their wingers in a small channel, small space, and Jess goes and scores it.
What I love is how Jess Breach just brushes off Barnet. I mean, Barnet is a quality winger, but it just shows again, like you just said, it's the confidence they have now. The ball's put in front of you, back yourself, take on that player, go one-on-one, and actually finish over the line.
We had a first start from Maggie Fianati today. What did you make of her performance?
I thought she was outstanding. I thought she was really good. You know, during the Six Nations, she only got used a few times off the bench, you know, making her debut there. But to start this time round and really step up, you know, her offloads are fantastic, her running lines, she's really good on going that out to in, apart from that interception there. But generally, she's really good on cutting those short lines. She, again, looks for the offload. So I think in her mind, she's always thinking about passing the ball, where's my support players? And just being strong with her tackles, with her clean-outs. Overall, I think she had a very good game today, and I like to think that John Mitchell will be looking at her again. I mean, Sadia Kabay is currently out injured, and she had a really good Six Nations herself. So for, you know, for Nati to really step up today, it really does highlight the pressure and the competition in the back row position.
And as we mentioned earlier, that's exactly what you want in a World Cup year. It'll be interesting to see, won't it, to see what John Mitchell does next week.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, England just have strength and depth. I think that's what we talk about all the time, isn't it? Like, even with Meg Jones, Sadia Kabay being out, they've still got replacements that step up and are just as good.
I'm going to cut across you because we can get some reaction. Elma has got some company. No, Elma is not there. I had you all on tenterhooks, and I was cut across you as well there while you were mid-flow. Yeah, next week, New Zealand. It's going to be tough, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the next step forward in preparation for WXV, which again is what we're looking for the World Cup next year. So each game is really important. There's not that many between now and the World Cup, so we have to take those opportunities.
I think we can now hear from Elma, who's got some company.
Tatjana Hurd, congratulations on your Player of the Match performance. Tell me, what is it that worked for you today?
We've really worked hard this pre-season, this whole group, and we've definitely tried to bring some stuff in today that we've been working on. Obviously it wasn't perfect, but that's what these games are for, these warm-up games. We want to prepare as best we can for WXV, so yeah, it was really amazing to be here at Kingsholm today.
Good luck with next week.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations. What a performance from her, and what a performance from England, and what a performance from these two as well. Thank you very much for your company. And England, well, they go again, don't they? Next week against the world champions, New Zealand. Twickenham, that's where they'll be. Hopefully you'll be with us as well, because at the moment, the Red Roses, they are blooming. Goodbye.